Zach,
Yes. Yo.
my internet has been giving me a bunch of shit this whole week. The middle of last show, well, not the middle, but I had to like dip out of the show last week. I couldn't be on the show on Friday with John. I missed unboxing yesterday, but it seems to be working out now.
Wow. What
It's
happened?
very annoying. I guess I don't know. I guess my like signal extender things needed to be reset. So, God willing, I'll be here this whole episode. If not, I'll just switch computers like I did last time.
It's that tech issues that get you, Dean. Tell you what,
Right.
I had some tech issues on After Dark on Wednesday. I went to the show early because I was having tech issues. Turns out my headphone jack was busted. Got a new one. Bada bing, bada boom. I just switched it out, right? I've been on my computer. This is just 3.5 millimeter. This isn't really even anything significant, right? You just plug it in, whatever. I've been on my computer all day, no problems. Right when we're about to start the show, on the PC, it has a sound that it makes when you disconnect a USB port, like doo-doo-doo.
Yes.
It's been going off the last 5 minutes. I'm sitting here. I got like 45 USBs plugged into this computer. It could be any one of those things. I think it's a stupid USB-C charger I just got for my my iPhone, and I'm pissed because I can't use it, and I don't even know if that's what it was. I feel like during the middle of the show, I'm just gonna hear doo-doo-doo-doo.
Dude, I kept getting that in my headphones the other day, and then my headphones just died in the middle of the show, and I had to plug them into the wall because I guess the USBs in the front of my PC like aren't working. So I just plugged in. I have one of those like mouse mats that lights up. So I plugged my headphones into that, and now I have no problems. But it's like it's one thing or the other, dude. It's fucking annoying,
Is this collecting weekly or tech weekly?
dude. It's about to be. It's
about to be both.
Did we start yet?
You
Are we
say-
live?
You say that,
Yeah,
but we
we're
played
live.
6 hours of Elden Ring last night. So,
Yeah, let's-
oh,
Damn, 6 hours.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the adult collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Should we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big, big, big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
Jesus Christ, guys. Fuck.
I'm Mark, but Marco's
Ben.
in line.
Bro.
I think you
Welcome
got
to-
Mark and Marco mixed up.
Terrible.
no, we
I
covered
think
this
that was you,
backstage.
my friend. Welcome to this week's. If you're talking about roofing, welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 1/6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Don't forget to use code CW10, that's capital C, capital W, 10, during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. Make sure you go to 1/6 Corner and check out. They got some good stuff in stock right now.
We have a great show planned for you guys tonight. We had a Hot Toys tease. We kind of started a revolution in some of these Facebook groups this past week. We lit the fire, Dean, the fires of the rebellion, and
The forge.
we have some great discussion for you guys tonight. But before we get into all that, Dean, we have a very special segment. We kick off all of the best shows.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I haven't gotten anything lately, so it's all up to you guys.
Mark, what'd you get?
Uh-oh. Is he frozen? He's totally frozen.
He looks a little frozen. Oh no!
Jesus Christ, Marco, what'd you get?
Yeah, it's been it was an intense few weeks for me. So got the Mark 85 Battle Damage Iron Man, and also the Boba Fett Mando Battle Damage single pack. So I think I mentioned, I know always go deluxe, but in this instance, I didn't really want the robe version. I'm probably going to get the Boban throne and get the sculpt with it. So I just couldn't justify that extra cost. Looking forward to unboxing both of these, though.
Congratulations. Is this what people are calling the bird poop, Mando?
The
I've
bird
seen
shit.
that. I've seen that meme brought up like the past few weeks.
Yeah, this
Then
is
I
the
have to
one
look
right
at it,
here.
though. You love to see it. I got. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marco. You don't have a collection room tour video on your channel, right?
I don't. I want to add one more piece, so I will be hanging these 2 cabinets, I think this week, and then I will do it.
I'm excited for that. Mark, we have you back. What'd you get into this week?
I finally got my Ahsoka, which I've been. Now I feel bad now because now I'm that guy that got it before a couple of other people did. But I know anybody that didn't get the Ahsoka is people that order from different comic shops. So I guess Sideshow threw me a 6-month late olive branch. But man, the figure is great. I hate to say it, I'm a complete John with this thing. It's the first seamless figure I've ever gotten. Dude, I am scared to death. As soon as I clicked like 10 degrees, I'm just like, nope. So,
I think that's the right attitude with this one too, right?
So her arms are just straight down, and I do that like very generic, like, oh, she's got the lightsabers behind her. How cool is that? There's nothing I can't imagine doing. And with the Lycol, you know, whatever the tundral things is she has. Yeah, whatever it is. You can't turn her too much anyways. And there was so much, when you open her up, there was so much foam and plastic in between. I was like, okay, that's like a red flag. Okay, obviously there will be some paint issues with that even if you, I mean, I'm one of those people. I look at it and I touch it and, real quick, and then I put it on a shelf and then set it and forget it. So, but no, I really love it. I'm glad I got it, 6 months late, and I love it. And I'm glad that I don't have anything else ordered from Sideshow. So, I mean, this was just like, it was a nice little send off. It was beautiful. I love this figure. I might not get the Rosario Dawson one. I mean, that one looks really good, but I think this, for me, this is a good one and done for me, because this is how I know Ahsoka is from Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Unless once she comes out with her TV show, it might change, but then by that time we'll be getting a new figure anyway. So I think I'm gonna hold off on the other Rosario Dawson Ahsoka.
What's the material of them? Are they like hard plastic or more of like a silicone?
Which part? It's silicone for like the arms.
For the arms, and then like the Lakes, I think they're called. Like around.
Yeah, they're pretty much like a hard plastic.
They're hard plastic. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no you can flex them. Like if you pinch them in, they're pinched in a little bit. If you pinch them out, they stay pinched out a little bit. But again, it's painted, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much.
That's fair.
I was one of those things where I was just like, oh, let me see if I can turn her head a little bit, and that's why I said, whatever I get out of it, the first 10 minutes, that's all the posing I'm gonna do with this figure. Other than, well, she can bend her knees, but I don't know what good that's gonna do.
Congratulations.
Well, I mean, I guess if I put it on her knees, that's a whole different. That's an after dark.
Whole different show.
Different color.
We got Toy Mafia, Tukatri, Ninja Squirrel, Danik and Lee Wonker, John Ortiz, Hot Toys Hotline, David Jones, Jimmy Hernandez, Filthy Yoda. Glad I can catch a live show. Hope everyone's well. Baby Boy 562. Shout out to Baby Boy and Baby Girl. Paul Schreiber. We also have DJ Brenton Banner, C-Ram. How dare you, the everyday nuisance. JK, what's up, John? All love. Ben Thomas Show, Tukatri, Mojo Z78, King Ding, Equan, single songwriter. We also have the Badfish in the chat. João from Third Party Reviews. Love to see it. Nicholas, a few others filtering in. Welcome.
Is that how you say it? C-Ram? I keep reading cram because that's the day bread. It's like the equivalent of the bread that the elves have for the men of Dale. So I'm like, every time I see that, I'm like, oh, cram, and I'm thinking bread, and I'm like,
it's probably cram. I just say cram.
So, but I literally that's how I know I've been reading too much lately. Like, or I'm like, oh, it's the Dale bread of the man of Dale, and
There you go.
Sorry.
Let us know how you pronounce
it. Yeah. Is it C-Ram or is it cram or crom?
Like the
I don't know.
Equan.
Yeah,
you never know.
Exactly.
I picked up 3 things actually this week. I got the Ava Unit 2 from 3-0 RoboDow. It is fucking fantastic. The full figure is basically die-cast, minus like the horns on the top of the head and the fins on the arms and the legs. It's like, I would wager like 90% die-cast. Tons of accessories. The little things on the top of the head, whatever you call those things.
What is that, like? Is that like 14 inches or something like that?
These are 12 inches, I think, a little bit less than 12 inches. Amazing figures, great paint scheme. They just announced the Ava Unit 3 yesterday, and I'm super excited. Apparently it's cram, so Mark, you were correct. Yep. Yeah, it's a really good figure. It goes great with Unit 1. Unit 0 is coming out in a few months, so can't wait for that. I also did a deal with Rainer from Collecting Weekly. He had a Mandalorian Deluxe Beskar, and he had got it at a really good deal, so I was able to get it from him for a really good deal. It was still basically sealed, all the wraps and everything were on it. And being the absolute animal that I am, as soon as it was home, I was popping the head off, taking the bodysuit off, ripping the suit, taping it back together.
You did it, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even in the house for like a minute, and it was already
crazy.
I ravished
That's
it.
ballsy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Oh.
And Zach has if you look at the Joy of Hobbying, he has the season 1.
Yeah,
the
tutorial.
pre-Beskar to show you how to take off the bodysuit for anybody that wants to take off a fat suit.
Wow,
super easy. Look at Mark coming in hot. I also got an Oculus and the Quest 2, super great. And I wanted to talk about it when Mark was talking about Ahsoka. There's this game, it's free. It's called Battle Talent, and you basically just like spawn weapons, and you can like fight goblins and elves and everything like that. But I was like, I wonder how practical it is to fight like Ahsoka with the sabers backwards. It's not. It's really not practical. It just didn't work at all. Like, not even a little bit. I don't know how she fights like that. It's very awkward. But it's super cool. It was a gift from Victoria, and I'm excited to get into the Oculus game. So if you have an Oculus, let me know. I'll add you on the friends list thing there, and hopefully we can get some games going, because there's a lot of really neat multiplayer games you can play on that. So, but yeah, anyone else get anything to this week?
No, sir.
All right, let's get into the news. We have Hot Toys with a teaser. I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you. The Deadly Duros Mercenary is coming. Stay on the lookout. This is obviously Cad Bane from the Book of Boba Fett. And it's a teaser, so obviously that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to a figure. But I guess I'm not personally that excited for this. I think if it was... maybe from the Clone Wars styling, I think I'd be a little bit more excited about it. But they did throw us a bone with some of the clones where they gave us alternate head sculpts for the Clone Wars saga. So I don't know if they would do that here. But his outfit's fairly similar-ish, a little bit different between Bad Batch and Clone Wars. But I'm excited. I think a lot of people, Cad Bane's been a fan favorite. And in 1/6 scale form, the only official one that we've gotten is the Sideshow Cad Bane in Denal Disguise, which is, basically a clone trooper with Cad Bane's head on it. So you don't get any of the cool, Western style gear, other than just the portrait. Dean, what do you think about it?
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no nose. Yeah, I'm not a Cad Bane fan, so it's cool to see. But like you said, it's not. Book of Boba Fett was very disappointing in terms of Cad Bane. I would like to see a Clone Wars version, especially because we got clones now. Ahsoka, they're out there, so nothing a quick stop over at Watto's Scrapyard can't solve, though. Get a better looking head sculpt. Cowboy hat, a little small. I think it's small in the show, so I guess this is accurate. But yeah, I don't know. It's an easy pass for me.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the full reveal. When Cad Bane first came on the screen, it was awesome, and I haven't watched any other rendition of him on the screen yet. So that's kind of the first time I saw him on screen.
Wow!
So I liked it. I didn't like how it ended with him. I hopefully it's not the last we see of him. But I think this figure can have a lot of potential, especially if he does come back. So I'm excited to see the full reveal. What he's going to come with. What he's going to get. The toothpick, a couple of guns. Or what is he going to? I can't assume there's going to be much. But I want to see how they executed the face and the blue tone. So there's a lot to be excited for.
This was actually one of my favorites, like, scenes from the Book of Boba Fett, I would say. So this teaser is effective for me because I saw this and I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. I don't have a relationship, I would say, with Cad Bane. I didn't get through all of the Clone Wars quite yet, so I think maybe once I do, I'll feel a bit stronger of a connection to the character. But I think in terms of unique displays, if you just, kind of pick and choose some of the coolest looking characters out there, I think this is going to be one of those figures that definitely pops on your shelf if done right. So I'm also excited for the jacket and stuff. I mean, hopefully it's not a material that peels, but the Bane jacket, for example, was one of my favorite parts of that figure. So I think if the tailoring is on point with this guy, it's going to look very nice. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy it yet or not. I need to see more, but the teaser definitely has teased effectively.
I'm equally as enthusiastic about this tease. I think ultimately it's going to come down to the face. If they get the face right, and I've got faith in Hot Toys, but it could look really fucked up or it could look really cool. And there's not a lot of in between. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing the final design of this one, or the final prototype.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching Westerns and stuff like that. So you would think I'd love a character like this, but this guy's so formulaic that I actually didn't like him in the show, like the Clone Wars. But he looked really cool in this show. But he's still not for me. I mean, I don't want to speak too negatively because people are super excited about it.
Let's get real negative.
I'll get real negative, bro.
I'm more excited
Speak
for like
truth, Mark.
I'm more excited for like an Admiral Thrawn, because this guy literally talks like he got hit with a rock as a kid, and it's like, oh. Yeah,
especially as a kid.
It's like, oh yeah, you're so menacing because you talk slowly and you wear a fucking jacket in the desert. Ooh,
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett version is almost like a caricature of Cad Bane. It's like,
dude. It was almost like you're making fun of the character in a way. But I mean, like in general, the character, like the idea of the character is cool. But for me, like I just don't want to be that negative guy. But so. It's like, oh, if you love the character, oh, so good for you. I'm so excited. But whenever someone's like, I want a Cad Bane show, and I'm just like, I want to, like, go fucking catch a brick. What the hell? Don't waste my time.
Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer. Yeah. It's like, what about you, motherfucker? Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice tubes, asshole.
Did
you caught Boba Fett, you fucking dickhead.
Did you just say go catch a brick?
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's a very
aggressive. It's aggressive.
2014 reference, I guess.
Wow.
If he does come with a toothpick, you're gonna lose that shit really quick. That's all I can say.
Dude, when I moved, I put all my figures in like a big plastic tub, and I lost fucking Michael Corleone's cigarette. I could never find it, bro. That shit disappeared on me.
As long as you don't take it to the beach with you.
There you go. How dare you, Ben? How dare you, you fucking gabagool. We put up a video. John and I on Sunday were like, we need to fucking grab this by the horns. And we made a video called We Need Your Feedback, Queen Studios Gandalf Delay Possible. On the Sick Mansion Collectibles stream on Friday night, they had John had mentioned that a delay for Gandalf may be possible, but they kind of left it open a bit. He's like, maybe we got to put up a poll, see what happens. But obviously a poll never went up, so... probably by midday Saturday, we're like, all right, the pre-order closes on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and make this happen. So we made this video, kind of gave our thoughts on it, and we put up the poll on the Inart 1/6 scale Facebook group. When I took the screenshot earlier around 11, it had 266 votes, with 91% of the votes saying that it was worth to delay the Gandalf in order to have a complete figure with both staffs, with 9% recommending to keep it on schedule. And I'm curious what you guys think about this. If to me, it given how overwhelmingly in favor of a delay the community was, I just honestly can't see a situation in which Inart puts this out incomplete when you have almost 200 collectors in your group telling you should delay it to get this complete. I'm glad that we were able to touch base with John and kind of be able to put this thread up in their group. As of this exact moment in the recording, what I was told this morning is they are having discussions to delay it, but nothing is confirmed yet. So I was hoping to come with you guys with this news by this point, but we don't have anything yet. I did send John the link for tonight. I think it's morning over there in China, so if he pops in later on the stream, we'll come back to these slides and talk about it again. But Dean, the Dream Martin, 200 people, plus everyone on the different groups, plus the people that commented on our video, overwhelmingly in favor of a delay. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, 200 people, 200 plus people at $400 a pop. That's what, $80,000? I mean, that's a big stick to swing, you know?
A staff to swing even.
Yeah, it's just the people that have seen the poll and have access to the poll, right? But yeah, I think if you're coming into the market saying we're offering the best product for your money, it should absolutely also be the most complete. I think when things are delayed to make improvements, it's only ever a good thing. Is it mildly annoying? Sure, but I mean, just in terms of like video games, some video games get delayed years, and the product that comes out is much better. So I don't mind delays if they're for improvements, and this is for an improvement. So I'm on board with the delay.
It reminds me, Dean, of No Man's Sky. They put the game out way too early. Just an absolutely terrible game. That I think like CEOs got fired. Huge, tremendous loss for the company, and they spent the better part of the next, I want to say 4 or 5 years making the game what it should have been.
Right.
The game dropped to like $10 brand new. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they received no extra money from what the work they did. They turned it into probably one of the greatest games on the last generation consoles, but
100%.
If it came out the proper way, you know, way less heads would have rolled.
Yeah, and look at like the Sonic movie.
Yes, yes.
If you do what the fans ask you to do, you're going to be rewarded. That movie did 100%. So incredibly well that they started working on the second and the third one almost immediately. So
very true. And Dean, while you're talking about video games, can I just give a quote? It's from Miyamoto, right? The famous Nintendo personality. And he said, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad.
I love it.
100%.
I love that quote.
Great quote.
And just like, I know we're talking about video games, we're talking about Inart, but Cyberpunk, that game was delayed until Oblivion, and then they've released it early still, and look how terribly it did. And they've spent the last, year or two trying to make it right. And I think now it's a workable game. But yeah, it's delays to make improvements is always a good thing. So I think Inart should make the right decision and go ahead and delay this.
Yeah. So without a doubt, we should get what we're asking for, because again, it's not a lot. We have a 50%, like Zach says, we got a 50% screen accurate Gandalf right now, but we want 100 for what we're paying for. We deserve the 100. You see it in the community. The community wants it without a doubt, right? 91%. It's without a doubt. Queen is the one, a lot of flack in these chats and in these groups, making it seem like we're waking up one day and saying, yeah, well, we need the staff. Queen is the one that is coming into this market wanting to be the best that they can be, and they're coming in with their posts for the Batman, for the Joker, for the Gandalf, and saying, here, what do you think? What can we improve on? They're asking for the community's opinion. So that's what we're doing. We're getting opinions so that we could take back to them. Now they have the ball. We've done a video. We've done a poll in their group. I don't know how many streams they've been on where we've mentioned this. They have everything they need. Now it's what do they do with that information that will set them aside from any other company doing 6-scale figures right now. Are they going to step up to the plate, or are they going to sit back and just watch? They said they want to be for the customer, make great product. this is their chance. So, pre-order closes what, today, I think? Within the next couple of hours, I think they're pulling the pre-order.
It's kind of hard because technically I think the pre-order's closed already, but when these companies that, cater to the primarily American audience say June 14th, Tuesday is the closure, I don't know if that means end of day
I think
America
it's today
June
at midnight.
14th or end of day Asia June 14th. I don't know. But yeah, it's either closed or closing very soon.
Now the other,
I personally,
sorry,
John. I personally did make the gamble to pre-order based on the conversations I've had with Queen Studios, John, based on the overwhelming, if this was 50-50, they probably weren't going to delay it. So 90%, I feel very strongly in taking a $70 gamble. If they don't do it, then I'll have a bigger decision to make whether to cancel it or not. But at present, I felt okay making the gamble at $70, and we'll see what happens the next day or so.
I'm literally pre-ordering right now as we speak because I don't want to. I just want to take the chance. But we have to understand as well at the same time, this Gandalf isn't for our market. So if the same reciprocation's not coming from the market that they're licensed to sell in, that's where we can find an issue as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but eventually they do want to break into the United States market, and I think a lot of collectors, myself included, would not forget this if they did make this delay and gave us the staff, and on the flip side, if they didn't and we did not get the staff.
I'd just be super pissed if it's like, yeah, we want your feedback, and okay, make a video, and not make a video, but put a poll through and do this and do that, and it's just all for views and for, you know what I'm saying? Like, they knew from the beginning, well, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I feel really torn on this because after seeing some of the responses that we got from John this week, Zach, like, I would say that it made me more interested in buying the figure initially because I was thinking like, okay, that's pretty cool that we're even getting responses. Like, we'd never hear from, a Hot Toys representative like this. So whether the poll is not a million votes, it's still a decent amount. Like you said, 80 grand is on the table there with just our kind of small snapshot of people, right? But on the other hand, it makes me wonder if they actually care or if they're only doing this now as kind of backwards PR. And I only say that because, like, when they came out on the market as Inart, they said that they wanted to have some of the most accurate figures for 6 scale, like, out there, right? They wanted to beat the competition. They wanted to have the best. But then we've said before on other streams that it feels like they didn't necessarily do the research that it takes to be 100% accurate, which doesn't take a ton of research, right? I mean, you said yourself, Zach, like 10 minutes of good Google research, and you could have really found all of the things that we have issues with. So I'm on the fence because if the pre-order window didn't close today, I would have wanted to see what John has to say. And it honestly may have made me pull the trigger if they literally did do a 180 and slow this release and get it right. But on the other hand, because that pre-order window closes today, I'm not going to rush to buy it because it's not the most accurate figure out there. I don't love Gandalf as much as you do, for example, or some of the community out there. It's not my favorite character of all time, so I'm willing to pass on it, which is shitty because I think there are going to be a lot of collectors out there that are willing to pass on it because they're like, yeah, Queen didn't care. They're only having a response now because there was an uproar, and hopefully going forward. If they lose business from these decisions, whether or not they delay it or not, hopefully they will do a little bit more research on some of these favorite characters for us, because otherwise they're not stepping up to the plate to be the most accurate 6 scale company out there, and I'm not willing to pay those extra dollars for it.
Go ahead, John. You look like you're going to say something.
No, no. Go ahead. We'll do the runs first.
All right, sounds good.
But
just jump in.
I rip Ben into shred. No, I'm kidding.
There you go. Save it up. But I will say Queen's kind of in an unenviable position right now because this is their second figure, and it is tough to delay something when you're kind of advertising quicker turnarounds potentially compared to the competition. But then at the other point, it is about accuracy, and so it's going to be a lose-lose really, regardless of what they decide to do. And I'm hoping that they could perhaps, find a way to split the difference and say, it's just going to be a minor delay and we're going to work to, get it right or leave the window open for longer. which would be another tough one to reopen. But yeah, it's going to be very tricky for them to navigate. I don't have a huge opinion on this, but I do want to reiterate this point that we bring up often, and it's something that I don't always remember. In the advertisement of the figure, they did have one picture with the staff photoshopped, right, Zach?
It was the video, but it was the staff that's with the figure. I want to be very clear about this. They didn't Photoshop the other staff on the figure, right? They had the same staff, but they did Photoshop the light effect.
Okay. So kind of alluding to
the fact that they knew the staff lit up, but to me, like I wouldn't say a casual observer probably knows that Gandalf has two staffs, but certainly a company that would be making a figure should know. Like, to me, at minimum, you would think a company would purchase the figures out on the market, see what's good about them, see what could be done better from their own experiences. And one of the first things you notice is, hey, there's two staffs. I wonder what these could be. Or checking other licensed prop replicas. United Cutlery does the Moria staff and the Hobbiton staff. They also do the Hobbit staff. Especially with the pants pattern, right? It's one of those things you don't see it really that well on screen, but just doing a little bit of research, you can find the FIDM museum. I think it's like a fashion museum. At some point, they've had the original costume on display in their museum, and there was just this like treasure trove of information about the pants, the shirt, the traveling cloak, every little nugget of detail about this costume, including here. Let me share this screen here. Because when I talked to John this morning, he was asking if I had any references of what the pants printing looked like. So including like a sketch of what this printing is supposed to look like on the top and the bottom of the pants, which translates to the print on the pants. And like that, like this is just the detail on the pants themselves. To me, it's insane that none of this stuff was researched and like you could find this with a 1 to 5 minute Google search.
Yeah, because Isn't this why we buy 6-scale figures? To get the most detailed,
yes,
and accurate piece of collectible from the property? Like, I could be very happy with a Black Series Boba Fett, right? It's cool.
Yeah.
It serves its purpose. But the whole reason I get the 6-scale is for the screen accuracy, to have every single detail from the screen on my shelf. So to not have that is a disservice to the collector.
Sorry, no, finish.
I was just gonna say, and I know you guys don't like talking about price, but like that is just something you have to take into account. Like, I'm paying this much money for this reason, and if I'm not getting that, why would I buy it?
Okay, so for example, Zach, how much was the Asmus Gandalf when it came out?
The most recent one was $350.
$350 before tax.
But no,
Hold
Sideshow
on,
was no shipping and free. It was free shipping with no tax.
Now.
Wait, not from Sideshow.
From Sideshow was $350 shipped, no tax.
Okay, but that's now.
But that's from Side. But I mean, that's when it came out. I'm just saying.
Well,
when it came
Sideshow.
out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, $350 is the price.
$350, right?
Or you can get it from Big Bad for $4
shipping.
$4 shipping. Depending on what state you live in, 6%.
Okay. Let's just say $350 to make it.
So let's just say $350, $375, right? Okay. I don't know if I should mention this here or maybe a little bit forward when we speak in the show, but I'm just saying, you're talking about accuracy. That Gandalf came out and it was not accurate. The hair was not accurate. The hat was not accurate.
Well,
it came with the
hair. The hair was accurate. I don't think the hat was very well done, but it was a gray wizard hat. I mean, it just was a little undersized.
It was
poorly done. The
hair was poorly done. Perfect. Okay.
The hair was wonderfully done.
Well, it depends who you ask. I don't know. I've seen photos where it looks absolutely atrocious. But regardless, the face is horribly done in my opinion. But the only thing I'm trying to get at here is you pay $350, $375, right? Okay. Now this whole thing with Asmus is where they're trying to, upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're giving you the stuff for free, but you got to pay shipping. So $350, pay the $30 shipping for the one piece. Pay the $30 shipping for the other. You're already at $60. You're already hitting above $400. Now, with those upgrades, is the product that you're receiving from Asmus with those upgrades that you have to do yourself, when compared to Queen, is it at the same level?
I think we'd have to answer that question when Queen gets released, but I would say it's probably not going to be as good of a figure. Okay. I will say that, yeah.
When it comes to bang for the buck sort of thing, right? I understand the staff, and I'm with the whole staff is pissed. Of course, it's stupid. We want as much as we can get with the figure. In regards to the print, I would honestly take the staff over the print, because if I display him, it's going to be with his cloak on. You're not even going to see the pants. So I could see how that could have been an undersight. Would have been great if they did, because just that extra attention to detail shows how serious they are in the community. But the staff is where they really need to, where I think they should put the attention to. But my thing here is when you're comparing apples to oranges and price points, where your dollar is going to take you long term, I think it's with the Queen rendition, as opposed to just buying bits and pieces now and upgrading it yourself.
To be completely honest, I know the pants aren't ever seen like really clearly on screen, but the fact that they're on the prop, to me, this shouldn't be released.
No, I'm not making any excuse, brother. Yeah. I'm not making.
Because
I'm just saying if I had to choose between.
Yeah, if you had to choose, 100%. But if you're already delaying it, get it all
done.
Because then you're going to be in the Queen situation. Because even you have companies like, forgive me, the Iconic Studios, like they're going out and making 1/6 scale business cards for their patch, like the most minute of details.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's the bar that's set now. And if you're gonna say, well, you don't see it, I'm not gonna make it, then going forward with other characters, to me that's what's gonna be in the back of my mind. Like if it's not visibly seen on screen, will it be there? And I think it was Sean Usby said it in one of our chats a while ago. But it's like Vader. He has those leather straps on the back of his boots. They're always covered by the cape, but they are there on the physical prop, and I would expect them to be there on the 1/6 scale figure. And I think to me, we always talk about Queen being a statue company and going from statue to 6 scale. I think the one thing they also have to contend with, which I think we're finding out quite quickly, is when you make a statue, you might have 1 or 2 accessories featured very prominently. And maybe some of those details can be hidden by other sculpted details, or you don't have to worry about hands to hold specific things. And I'm wondering if that's the reason why some of these details that are really small and very minute that you might not see on a sculpted statue are getting left out. Because to me, the level of research to find this out isn't really that much.
I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to say, and I hope to God I'm wrong. For the one time, I hope to God I'm wrong. I think they're going to give us the pants and not give us the staff. And I pray to God, I'll be so upset if they don't, but I think that's the way they're going to go.
If they do that, I think they're going to have lost a lot of confidence.
I lose a lot of faith. Listen, if they give us at least the staff, I will back Queen 100%.
If they give us the staff and the pants, to me, nomination, best company. Full stop.
Nomination, done already for me, done. But if they don't, oh man, if they don't, I don't want to see another. I don't want to see another stream with a Queen representative on it, because it's filler. It would be filler in my opinion.
That's right. And can I just tear off before Mark goes?
Yeah.
Zach was saying the bar's being set in terms of the detail they have to provide, and John's talking about the communication. Hopefully, this is kind of a wake-up call moving forward for the rest of the figures, that they can be a bit more crystal clear and transparent with their communication. Allow time for feedback before we have to order, and then 100%. Also realize how particular 1/6 figure collectors are, and that they have to bring their.
They don't know what they got themselves into, man.
They don't.
But again, you got to think their market. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, just go. Their market that they're going after, maybe not as crazy as we are. You know what I mean? To be vocal and want this, and this the way it is, right? It's a completely different market.
True, but to Zach's point, they are still trying to break in over here too, right?
Of course,
so they kind of be on their best. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark.
Man, my lips are so damn chapped because I was trying not to mess up the mothership here and take my time and turn here. But
the floor is yours, brother.
The hardest part for me is because it's like I agree so much with John in a lot of cases, because what this is doing, because you're seeing from Asmus is doing a lot of stuff. So the competition, because the problem is Asmus was the only company doing Lord of the Rings, and there's so many. And I enjoy Weta stuff, but their stuff's overly priced because it's coming from New Zealand. The sculpts aren't, to the scale of other things are. So I was so excited. I want to back this company so bad. I want to back. I appreciate it. And there was a lot of communication back and forth. The guy's communication directly with Zach, and it was so fucking exciting. And you're like blown away. And then you find out that the staff's missing, and you're like, well, that's a big oversight. And stuff like the pants. I'm like, you can pick up a book. It's in multiple books. You can go on Google. I mean, were they that worried about just the draping and the sculpt? You know what I mean? So then when it was all brought up, it's like, okay, no big deal. And then they act like they were going to take care of it. Well, then all of a sudden it came out, well, we're going to look on the pants, and we're not sure if we're going to be able to do the staff. You can't fucking do. I'm too damn dude. I want this. I want it so bad. But I'm so fucking broke. I can't just go buying $500 half-ass figures. You know what I mean? No matter how good the hair is.
So sell something.
Nah.
Well, that's besides. I think he's
that's
making
the thing.
The point that it's too much for it to be.
Oh, I see what you mean. You're saying
the thing is, like instantly, I wanted to back it instantly. Like pre-order. Like John, you say don't pre-order until you know what you're getting. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hold off as long as I could. And then all this stuff came out. I've been going back and forth, dude. I've been in love and out of love and in love and out of love again, because I'm like, okay, well, they're hearing all this feedback. They're listening to. They said they were listening to the feedback, but then they said, oh, well, the staff's not going to be in time. It's like, well, what the fuck does the feedback mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I want to back everything. And the hardest part is, John, I understand that you don't like the Asmus Gandalf, but to me, the Asmus Gandalf, I would rather have any other figure at this point, because the Asmus Gandalf to me is very passable on the 6 scale level. Very passable, no matter what anybody else thinks to me. You ain't going to tell me differently. I'll never sell that figure.
Mark,
I love that figure.
I'm not arguing that it's not passable. I'm just saying it's not comparable.
Yeah, but it's not comparable, because I pay $320 shipped, and then it's going to cost me $500. I got to wait two years. You know what I mean? So there's different ways of how people scale things. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm like, I want this company to make Aragorn so fucking bad, because Asmus's is so fucking bad. You know what I mean?
It really is.
Prime
so 1's isn't any better, to be completely honest.
And then Prime 1 a quarter scale, so I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, if any company, and I'm like, oh my God. If they told me, like, listen, if they said right now, we're going to make the whole fellowship, I'll order 2 or 3 if they wanted me to. You know what I mean? But part of me is like, you can't just blindly go follow this and then get a half figure, because then what am I going to get next? I'm going to get a Legolas without a bow, or
without a leg,
a Gimli without a axe, or,
so let me ask you something. Can I ask you a quick question, Mark?
John, can you get this comment on the screen real quick?
Oh, of course, yeah. Order's Workshop says, I'll tell you what, I don't collect fantasy and don't want this, but if Inart makes the second staff and includes it, I'll buy one just to show them I appreciate them making it happen.
Well, God bless you.
Oilers, you buy it and we unbox it live together.
And that's the thing.
Hell yeah.
But I want this. What they're doing, I want this so bad. You know what I mean? We need a, like you said, John, you need a company competing with another company to get.
Yeah.
Because there's, I know people were giving you a bunch of shit because you were talking about, what was that word you kept using? Innovative.
Patina.
No, he kept talking about innovation with Hot Toys, and people are like, "Oh no, the sculpts are better." There's a difference between innovation and just striving to do better. Like Zach said, like the 1/6 business cards, just doing that thing where when you open the box and you see something that's like, once you get 30, 40, 50 1/6 scale figures, you're always impressed to a certain level. But then when you get shit where you're like, you look at a 1/6 business card, you're like, holy shit, look at that. You know what I mean? It's nice that's the high you're looking for. You know what I mean? You need that when you're waiting 2 years and you spend $300, and then you get your shit 6 months later than somebody else, even though you ordered it the same day. You need that. You need that high. You know what I mean?
Mark, I think you're totally right. Like, I think that's why I'm so down on Hot Toys releases with no accessories, like the Kate Bishop it's like, you want those little details, or else it's just not as impressive.
There's no excitement. Yeah. And I don't even pose my stuff, but just when you order something and you actually like, the sculpts at this point, they're still impressive, but it's like, okay.
There we go.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Mark.
They shut him down.
Asmus got to him. Hopefully we'll get Mark back here in a second, but I want to ask this question to the panel, because to me, there's no galaxy in which this is even a thing. Jason Nelson, friend of the show, friend of the channel, put on the Inart Hey, Mark, glad we got you back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Put on the poll here. If they did this, how much would you guys be comfortable paying extra? And in my mind, there's no universe that this would cost a penny out of our pockets, because the competition of Hot Toys and Asmus are making these incredible upgrades to their figures mid-production. I mean, the Batman, they basically redid like everything from like the waist up on that Batman, not a penny more. So to me, the gold standard of this: get the pants right, get the second staff, and do not increase the price. Because to me, that's a mistake from the beginning that should never have happened, and collectors shouldn't be forced to pay more to fix that mistake. What do you guys think?
Yeah. That's stuff it should already come with, so I'm not paying extra. I wouldn't be, not even $1 more.
It's tough.
Well, it's an initial figure. This is number one. This is supposed to be their representation of this is what we're doing. This is
like
what
one
we're
and done
making.
sort of thing.
Well, no, but I mean, it's like this is like for whatever figure they come out next, people are gonna know. Oh, you're getting the figure.
They're setting the tone, Mark.
Yeah, they're setting. Yeah, that's it. Setting the tone. So when you set the tone, missing pieces, missing parts. Well, your tone is you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna be missing. You know what I mean? And of course, I hate to be that negative guy, because trust me, I'm one of those people. I'm impressed by any hot toy I get and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? But when you're asking me to pay $500 and then be happy about it, you better show the fuck up.
Okay,
You
Mark.
know what I mean?
I want to ask you one question. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have Asmus Gandalf.
I have Asmus Gandalf.
I know, hypothetically. You don't have Asmus Gandalf. Both can't come out tomorrow. The way they are. No upgrades, no nothing. Both come out tomorrow. In all honesty, which one are you going for?
In all honesty, if you want me to ask all honesty, I buy the Inart, but then I would look for this. I would see how much the staff
To get like a
Moria
second custom
was.
staff. Of course,
Yep.
Yeah.
But then
which
again,
sucks, because you shouldn't have to have 500.
Because I shouldn't have to pay. I shouldn't have to pay an extra $50, $60 for
Yeah.
a stick.
I know.
And this is the number. This is what this company is selling me as. This is what's supposed to make me jump in for every $500 release. You know what I mean? So listen, again, I am very. I sound negative right now, but I'm negative because this is the only time to be negative. Because once the figure comes out,
exactly.
Part of me, I don't want to shit on it anymore because I don't want them to stop making figures.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. I feel like Aragorn on Amun Hen. You know what I mean? He doesn't know whether he should go to
Of course.
This is CW. We're not a ringcast here.
He doesn't know whether he should go to Gondor or whether he should go. So and like Aragorn said, everything I've done today has gone amiss, and then he goes with the three hunters,
Speaking of gone amiss, to me, now we asked some very black and white targeted questions to John, and we're promised answers, so we'll get you guys those answers when we get them. One of the questions I asked black and white is, was the staff left out for a reissue of like a battle damaged Moria version? Because I know companies, man. I know companies, and when they leave shit out like this, it's always for a reason. And we don't have an answer yet, but to me, completely would kill the confidence I have in this company if that was the case.
Kill the confidence. I would lose my mind.
Full disclosure, they did also ask us if we had a list of what characters from Lord of the Rings, if we could give them a need to have and a want to have, and maybe a nice to have. And so Mark and I have been working on that list. It's not a guarantee of anything, but I thought it was neat that they were like, hey, obviously you guys are like our Lord of the Rings people. What would you like to see in 1/6 scale?
Arwen better be top 5, baby.
Arwen is on the list. Also,
nice.
I don't want to read the full list yet, but
S-Beam's comment is
when you're missing key accessories and the wardrobe is inaccurate and you don't fix it, telling your customer base you care about more about deadlines than accuracy. Completely agree. Now, we mentioned a lot Asmus, and they've done some cool things. So let's blow through the box real quick. But they showed the box for the Bilbo Baggins, the old Bilbo Baggins that they're releasing. And I gotta say, incredibly clever move there to go with the red bound book look for the box. iconic from the movie. I think this is probably one of the nicest looking boxes in 1/6 scale that I've ever seen. But they also did have a bunch of new news regarding the hat order. Now, I think John and I officially would like to dub this Hatgate because it was a fucking international travesty last week, and everyone was doing cartwheels, running over themselves to, have a thought about this. But after all the drama, they made a statement. During the past few days, we've had many questions on the availability of the wizard hat. Please don't worry if you don't have Bilbo on order. This is only wave 1 of the hat giveaway. We appreciate all the voice, either it is praise or criticism, but our intention to fulfill all the Gandalf buyers in the market for an upgraded hat, and this will remain true. We plan to make over 10,000 copies of the wizard hats by the end of 2022. Eventually, there will be so many wizard hats in the market that all the Gandalf orders will either have one or more, or will be able to easily acquire one. They did also say, you can message them on their Facebook page, that you could email them service@asmustoys.com, give them your shipping address, and they will give you a FedEx quote for shipping on the hat. They're not ready to ship just yet, but when I emailed them, the quote that I was given was $27 shipped for a hat, which we talked about last week. International shipping is expensive. FedEx is in the higher end of shipping prices, so it is high, but I mean, that's what they've offered. John, or anybody else on the panel, looks like anyone that has one can now order one without having to spend $200-300 on another figure. You just have to pay the shipping on the hat, which is, they said would cause controversies last week, but they've now opened that as another way to get the hat. What do you guys think about it?
Zach, are you were going to get Bilbo anyway, weren't you?
I plan to get Bilbo. I have it on pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. But I have 2 Gandalf, so I need 2 hats.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I think if you already have an order coming, it's not a big deal. But if you already have the Gandalf, I think it's a shame that you have to pay for it. I think if you just send them like a proof of purchase or a, don't they have like COAs
like
or something
COA,
in the
yeah.
box?
Yeah. It's weird. It's not really a COA. It's just like a little golden credit card thing that just says you have one, but there's no like number. With the first Hobbit, they were numbered, but this one doesn't have that. And I do think you're 100% right, Dean. It should be no money out of my pocket, but I do understand how incredibly expensive. As someone that ships 50, 60 packages a month for the Patreonies, shipping is bonkers now compared to when we first started Patreon. I get it. It is high. I think there's probably cheaper e-packet ways to do it from China or Hong Kong, but fast trackable, very fast shipping to get your hat.
But,
27 is reasonable to me.
Yeah, but Zach, if you ship something to a Patreoni and for whatever reason you fucked up and they didn't get it, that's not their fault. That's your fault. So you should swallow that cost. They're fixing a mistake that they made. I don't see why.
Yeah, no, can you imagine
the thing is,
shipping on everything?
I knew what that hat looked like when I ordered it. I did not order it thinking I was going to get a plastic hat and received a fabric. So in a way, yes, but also I can understand where they're coming from. It wasn't released well, but I'm willing to swallow that and say, okay, like they fucked up, but they also didn't have to make 10,000 of these hats for people like me. Because to be honest, Dean, the hat is a very the only sculpted hat that I think is the best 1/6 on the market is the Sideshow one, and like getting that hat on like Toy Anxiety or Monkey Depot, it's like a $60 hat. So, and I've bought one at that price. So to me, $27 isn't that out of the for a brand new sculpt, beautifully painted. To me, that's not too crazy.
Dean, you know what this reminds me of? Not to bring it back to video games again, but like, you have a PS4 game and then they release the PS5 version and they charge you like $10 to upgrade, or like DLC, like Zach's saying. So it's like you enjoyed the current thing in its condition it was in for a while before this new one came out. So I feel like I'm okay with it. It's a bit different than the Queen example, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, plus it's weird because the $27, it's not like Asmus is banking that $27. That's just the shitty... That's just how the world is right now. Unfortunately, to send a piece of paper, that's how much it costs. So it just sucks the situation. I mean, this was like an honest, attempt to like throw a bone to people, but it's being received like, you know what I mean? Like they're getting shit on for it. So it's just one of those things. Like in the end, it's the same thing. Literally, this is the same thing with Inart right now, because they're selling an incomplete, imperfect figure. You know what I mean? So what's going to happen in 6 months? Are they going to say, "Oh, we'll send you a hat for $27," and then you know what I mean? So this is a perfect example of why they should just delay it and then send a freaking staff. You know what I mean? Because the hat was a known issue. So I'm ordering a Bilbo. I wouldn't pay $27 for a hat. I'm fine with what I got. He's not wearing a hat most of the time. The great part about Gandalf the White is he doesn't even wear a hat. So then I don't have to stress out about this shit.
He's not wearing a hat, but they got the same fucked up eyes on the prototype. So I'm not looking forward to that.
That's why that Inart the Gandalf the White will be high on that list. That's a whole different discussion. So
we're not. They're not making you pay for the hat. They're just making you pay for shipping, correct?
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine.
Yeah, they did say, can you imagine the outrage if we were charging $30 for shipping for these hats? So in a way, they were like, this is why we're doing it where it's free with another figure, because we could just stuff that in the box. It's not going to charge you any extra shipping. If you want it just for us to pack it, ship it to your door, this is the price.
Mark, when did this figure come out?
The Gandalf just over
about
a year ago.
About a year ago?
I'd say it was. I think March was.
And then they just finished the production of it about 4 months ago.
So So my only two things is, it's like people have been complaining about this hat for a year, and I guess now they see the Queen competition, so now they're fixing it. That's one thing. I don't mind the $30 shipping. It's like, okay, you want the hat, fine, you're gonna get it, but you have to pay shipping. I understand. They're not charging you for it, but the shipping, I can swallow that pill. The only other thing, and I don't know if we mentioned on this show or if we were talking about another show, but I don't know how I feel about seeing a sculpted hat with the mixed media hair and the rooted hair, and then the fabric clothing.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's gonna.
To be honest, I have a sculpted hat on my figure, and the hat is so iconic. Like in the film, when the hat is handled, it's super stiff. Like it's probably starched and like, almost molded in that shape. Mm-hmm. And they did address this on Collectors Freaks, and because people did bring up that complaint, and they said the only way to guarantee the hat that you received, that everyone's hat would look just like the film, was to do it as a sculpted piece. Otherwise, you're going to have that issue, because you mentioned the herring earlier. The herring is fine. It's just a product that they put to keep it safe during shipping. Some figures have more than others. Mine had a ton, and it looked terrible when I first got out of the box. So if they're having to manually shape every single hat by hand, you're inevitably going to end up with some people that have a better looking hat than others, and then you kind of start the whole thing all over again. So it does look different, but honestly, the sideshow ones on the Gandalf, they look fine, I think, to be honest.
We've talked so much Gandalf over the last 2 weeks.
I don't
want to see Gandalf in front of me, man.
We're not done though.
I
did also say,
I do want to get one of those hats for Deadpool. That's all I can say. I can totally picture Deadpool rocking a Gandalf hat. So my only take.
Totally.
Now, Asmus has also said that. Now, I mentioned a few months ago that Asmus wasn't particularly good about following through with promises to the community. When the Inart Gandalf, the Crown Gandalf was first announced, they had promised that once the production ended of Gandalf, they would make the sculpt available separately. For those that had the first Gandalf, you would just show the proof of purchase, which is that number on the top of the box. And now that production has ended, they have said that they plan to make that head separately, and the second upgrade for the crown figure would be included. So when you buy the head separately, they don't have a price yet. In the box, you would get that sculpted hat. So that's a bonus for the first Gandalf as well, or if you have the crown already. And they're going to have a pair of eyeballs in the package, which are going to replace the gray eyeballs of your Crown Series figure, which I showed in the Patreon chat. They're like almost like dark gray. And that supposedly will be like the second upgrade for the Crown Series to make it a little bit more of a better purchase. But I don't love this idea of the DLC / build the figure type thing. Like, just get it right the first time. Because to me, like I I've known that the eyes were dark, but it wasn't until I pulled them out of the sculpt myself to take a look at them that I really saw how bad it was. They're like as dark as the slide on the screen. Like they're really dark. Yeah, so we should have, in theory, some more upgrades coming down the line for your first Gandalf by Asmus and the Crown series. I don't know that we're going to be able to get John on today. I hasn't seen my message yet. So let's move on to the Star Trek Discovery Commander Michael Burnham, which I don't know anything about this character.
That's Michael.
I thought it was Michelle Burnham for the whole day until I just read this right now. But the sculpt work looks a bit soft, to be honest, on the face. I'm not loving it. I think the outfit's tailored very well. I'm not familiar with the outfit, so I don't know how accurate it is. And I do like the number of accessories that you get with the figure. Looks like you got some blasters, some data pads, some belt accessories that can open and close. And the base looks really good, but this one is coming in at $215. And Ben, do you know when this one's getting released or when they expected?
No, they didn't have a release date on it yet. I think it's interesting because last week when we talked about the Discovery line, they were saying that they're making the price a little bit higher because they want it to be like, I think they called it like museum grade or something along those lines. But I agree with you. This sculpt is kind of soft. I gave it like a 7 out of 10 when I first looked at it. The outfit is badass. I will give it that for sure. And I think it was Sideshow that recently did like a live unboxing of this figure. So that was kind of cool to see it in hand a little bit. 11 hand sculpts is crazy. And like that's a ton of hands for one figure. And really, when you think about it, $215 as a price is still not that bad. If you are a Star Trek Discovery fan, I think it's still a good value, and it still definitely looks enough like Michael Burnham to be passable in your collection. I just know that for most Star Trek fans that I know, or the Trekkies that I talk to a lot, Star Trek Discovery is kind of like the one show that most people don't really love and don't even see as canon a lot of the time. So I just hope that Exo-6 isn't necessarily banking on the sales of this figure in order to generate more sales down the line of other Star Trek characters, because there are like hundreds of other Star Trek characters that we would rather see at $215 than this one. So, but no, there is not, at least when I put the slide up, there was no announced window yet. So
this is a chick, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to look at the actress.
Yeah.
It looks nothing. It doesn't look like her. This is not a good sculpt, in my opinion.
It's close. There's like, this is from her first season, so she had a much shorter hair style. In the later seasons, she's grown out kind of her hair and stuff. She's got like dreadlocks and stuff. So like, she looks a little bit more feminine in the later seasons for sure. But
it looks like the dude that used to be on Mad TV.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because the actress is beautiful, and this is not captured.
She is. She's a beautiful lady. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Real quick, we did get a response from John at Queen Studios. He said, we'll be making a decision soon. If we do make the changes, we might just extend the pre-order period for those who are waiting for the changes. So
what the fuck?
I
just fucking pre-ordered.
Just don't kill the messenger. I'm relaying the information, John. I did say though.
Hey, but that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I did tell him we wanted him to come on the show right now, though. So we'll see if he hops in. This Virtual Toys, I believe they made the Rico earlier this year. Now they're making the Lieutenant figure. Love that they have the robotic arm, and I love that they have so many different posing options for both hands. This is from Starship Troopers, and this one's coming in at $245, released in Q1 2023. Dean the Dream Martin, this was your figure on the show sheet. Tell me about it.
Yeah, that's played by Michael Ironside. Pretty decent likeness. Lieutenant, what was his name? I forgot it. I forgot his name.
Jimmy.
But anyway,
LeBlanc.
I have. Is it?
Oh.
I was like, I don't think that's it. I pulled it up right here. Gene Rasak. I don't know how to say it. I have the Johnny Rico. It's a fantastic figure. Looks better with the helmet on. So does the Johnny Rico. I don't know if I would add this, but it's cool to see them continuing the line. There's a lot of cool characters from that movie. But yeah, this is their school teacher, and he ends up being their fucking lieutenant in the military. It's I just like to see them continue the line. VTS makes some pretty cool figures. They did Cloud. They did what's his name from Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, it's good to see them, pumping out figures. Especially from this movie, because there's not a whole lot of Starship Troopers memorabilia out there. So
I would like the Denise Richards. That would have done it for me,
bro. Me too.
She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah, totally. That's the one I'd be looking for.
This doesn't look like the shower scene.
No.
Just don't have Exo-6 to her sculpt.
Jesus Christ.
That's Dizzy Flores, bro.
There better be extra padding in that figure too.
My goodness.
Just real quick, completely unrelated to figures, but congrats to João Big Breda, 4,000 subs. I just saw his post on.
Nice.
We could be clapping.
Yeah.
Just saw his sub on
Congratulations,
his post on Facebook. You love to see it. Oilers Workshop says Rico's Roughnecks. Yeah, what an underrated film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I've heard the other films aren't super great in the franchise, but the first one's an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Moving on, Hot Toys, they had a recall of this Origins Iron Man. It seems to have been worked out because they've re-released it, and we finally got the blogger pics that we were missing last time. I think it looks great. I don't think I'll be purchasing it, but I do like me some comic book inspired Iron Man. What do you guys think about it?
I think this is so fucking stupid. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one, but
I'm with you, Dean.
It has some clip-on armor pieces that are just the armor pieces that it has on. So it's what is the point of any of this? Why is it semi-clear in some spots? And I don't get it. If you like this figure, cool. I just don't get it. Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. This had potential, and it does still look good, but all those plastic pieces should have been able to have been removable, especially the chest piece. Then I think this would have been a banger, but especially for the comic fans. The base is really cool, though. I like how they executed the base. But other than that, yeah, no, I got no interest in this. I can't. The plastic completely kills it for me.
You kind of said it though, John. For the comic fans, this might still be up their alley. I also agree. I don't love the clear plastic pieces, but I kind of wish this was a bit more of a banger figure, only because, think of all of the possibilities of all the cool comic iterations of characters that are out there, and for this to be their first one, if it flops, I hope it doesn't. Hot Toys doesn't take that as there's no interest and just move on, because there are so many classic comic book characters that I would love to see, even if I didn't buy this one specifically. So I still hope this one has a level of success with the 6-scale community, kind of either way. I think it looks cool in some of the parts, and I think the head sculpt looks pretty cool. I like the helmet and everything. I like the look of it. I just really don't like that clear plastic, and I'd be worried about yellowing over time. And under the type of lighting that I have in the back, I think it would look like heck. So, yeah, I won't buy it, but for those who are excited for it, I am excited for you guys.
Now, this is the innovation we've been waiting for here. No, I don't think it looks good at all, honestly. I think where they messed up, though, if they wanted to do something like this, they should have, if you're going to invest the R&D in doing a comic book Iron Man, release a more standard, one that's a bit closer to the other Iron Man that you've released, but in this style, and then do a limited edition run of this, because it's by a particular artist, right? They're trying to replicate his style. And so do a limited run, make it, because I have seen a lot of enthusiasm in the community for this figure. People are really excited about it. So yeah, you could have had an opportunity to kind of have your cake and eat it too. But just releasing this is a little bit too niche, and I feel like it's definitely not for me and definitely not going to be for a lot of people. So missed opportunity, and I'm with Ben. This could have kicked off a really great, comic book inspired line, and instead it's probably going to be a bargain bin one. So we'll see. Maybe it's a low run though.
Gigi's quoting in the chat, but she says I'm gonna get it anyways, and I'm just gonna take that as she's gonna buy it for you, and then you can review it on your channel. So
I think she's talking smack. How I always contradict
100%.
myself. This looks rough, but I'm gonna get
this
it
looks
anyways.
good. I'm gonna get it.
Mark, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm one of those people that I really loved Iron Man as a character before the movie. I mean, I'm really glad what they did with the movies, but I'm not a Marvel hot toy collector, so to speak. So this is how when I still, no matter what, whenever someone's like, oh, Mark 46, Mark whatever, this is the Iron Man that I consider Iron Man. I'm very much the comic book Iron Man. I think you're the same way too, Zach, right? For the most part.
To me, for this to be like a comic Iron Man, I'd have to see yellow instead of gold. And
and that's
a little less tech detail for the.
And
classic
I don't know why he has like hip pads, kind of thing.
The comic has that. At least some of the iterations do.
It kind of sticks out to me a little bit too much. Yeah, I kind of like almost like the simpler, where you literally feel like the guy's wearing armor and it's not just like like it's literally an Iron Man. So, I mean, I think it looks cool, but like you said, just the issues it has. Yeah. I mean, like anything else, I'm glad anytime something's recalled and fixed. I just would wish when stuff takes a couple years to make and it goes through all these details that shit doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? This isn't a vehicle where it's got an airbag problem that people find out afterwards. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be such a thing as a recall and stuff like this.
But I am glad that they got it right
exactly.
though, because it could have been like the Deadpool where it was out for 2-3 weeks, stock had hit, the distributors, not necessarily the official retailers, but a lot of people in America that got them from Toys Wonderland or like the day one people like that. It was a huge pain in the ass to get that sorted for everybody.
Yeah, it's a total catch-22 as a company because you're fixing a problem, but you're losing money. So there's like a little bit of that, like then there's trust issues, but then there's also it's like family. You know what I mean? Family fucks up, but then you're sitting there and they make good cornbread and whatever.
But you build that goodwill if you make it right, though.
Exactly.
Right?
100%.
Exactly.
And I'm curious. I don't think I ever saw the official reason. I think they just said it was something with the base. So I'm wondering if that information's ever going to get out there. It probably won't. Also released was the WandaVision Vision 6-scale figure by Hot Toys. I mean, it's Vision. It looks cool, I guess. Marco made me laugh today with that picture of the dude selling 3 of them already. I don't know why the fuck he had 3 of them, but they were cheap. They were like $270, something like that. It was really cheap.
I think it was that was shipped too, so that's like not a good sign.
Christ. Potentially a clearance rack figure. What do you boys think about this one?
Yeah, I think any Vision hype is gone. Not that the show is bad. It's just kind of underwhelming and didn't leave a lasting impression.
No, I thought the show was great, but
I'm just kidding.
anything you'd want from that show would include cleavage. So I'm sorry, like
that's fair.
You're not wrong.
I'm like literally, I wanted that Halloween Scarlet Witch way more than anybody would want this or the white one. Like, come on, who the
well, that seems
dude? You gotta really be on the knob to be buying these Marvel figures. Like, I mean, how much money do you have to be buying this figure? I'm sorry.
Don't talk about Sean like that.
No, it was it was just like there was only one Vision figure before this. And his price was kind of crazy. So when this got announced, I think people were like, "Oh, I'm going to buy a fuck ton of them and flip them." But everyone had that idea, and now they're just everywhere.
It's also Hot Toys. Everyone had a year to get it. It's not like fucking Funko where you have 2 minutes to fucking luck out and get one. It's like, bro, what a weird.
Yeah.
Who does that?
And yeah, it's not the last Vision we're gonna get either. And then there's still the white one on the way. So it's like the market's gonna be flooded with Vision. So it's cool if you needed a Vision in your collection. I know I was bamboozled out of one. But Zach wouldn't let me leave his house until he took it from me.
Don't ever fucking talk to me like that ever again.
So
how dare you?
But like I've never felt the need to replace it. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I don't know. It's underwhelming. It looks good. It looks really good, actually.
Yeah, I really like the character. It doesn't go with anything. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah, he did.
That Marvel ship sailed long time ago for me. Long time ago. It's an upgrade from the first one, that's for sure. But yeah, no way.
Lane says he would only get the white Vision if he got one. That seems kind of racial, but there you go.
Well, it's Lane. Can we really
Lane's
expect
different,
anything
man.
else?
And you know, to Nicolio's...
Is there any other colors you wouldn't get, Lane?
Oh my gosh.
Be specific.
Brown. It's the Latin rainer.
The dark, yeah.
To Nicolio's point about wait for it to be on sale, this one seems like it's trending that direction, and a lot of Marvel, right? I think we keep preaching, like, just don't pre-order, wait. I'm still a Marvel collector. It's still one that I haven't ruled out because I'm really excited for the WandaVision Wanda. Right,
Marco, speak your truth, Marco. Just say it. You ain't getting it.
Hey, if the price is right, if it's hovering around 200.
I don't know if you've been talking Ben too much. You guys are way too positive. You guys are like, this shit is not for me, but I'm happy for whoever's getting it. Just say it's.
To me, this seems like you're going to see this for.
Just say it's a waste of money. Just say it's a waste of money. That's cool.
It seems like you're going to see this one for like $180 on Amazon in a few
Seems
weeks.
that way, yep.
Prime
Here
shipping
you go.
today, baby.
Zach's going to get this figure off Macari for $80.
This
Christ,
Vision is an improvement over the first one. If you see them side
100%.
by side, it is definitely an improvement. And I missed out on the first one. I don't think I would get this one because I do like West Coast Avengers comics. So I think I would go with the White Vision as well. I think that's a cooler look. I would be a little bit worried about yellowing on the White Vision, I guess, but this Vision, I think that I don't know if it's the way that the images are taken, but I think his face looks a little bit weird. It's like a real big color pop. I don't know. It looks kind of like
a dude with a pink face, my guy. Of course.
I know, but it reminds me of like Willy Wonka when the girl eats the blueberry and she gets the blueberry head. It's like that, only cherry or whatever. But that's okay. I think it's still a cool figure, and like Mark said, I am actually still happy for the folks that are getting this, even if I wouldn't get it. That's not being too positive. I just, teach their own. People spend money on what they want in their collection. I still think if you are a Vision fan or you thought WandaVision was cool, this is the Vision to get. It's a better one than the first, 100%.
There you go. Iconic Studios made an announcement. As you know, Patrick Bateman is a man who believes in taking care of himself with a balanced diet and a rigorous exercise routine. In the morning, if his face is a little puffy, he'll put on an ice pack while doing stomach crunches. He can do 1,000 now, and that's only the start of his meticulous morning preparations. This means that sometimes it takes him a little longer to get ready than planned. Unfortunately, due to some intermittent lockdowns within our manufacturing area, we've had to delay our 1/6 scale Patrick Bateman figure from American Psycho to Q3 2022. We'll keep you all updated with more specific dates as things progress. Please be assured that all orders are secure and will be processed as soon as they are ready, unlike your reservation, said Dorcia. I like the humor. Very, very clear, concise delay, explained why. You hate to see it, but at the same time, if there is a delay, I like it this way. And Queen has a great out for Gandalf too, because Wizard's never late, nor is he early. So,
he arrives precisely when he means to.
Anyone have a take on this?
I have a question really quick. Oh, go ahead.
I love the Dorcia at the end. That was like at first I was like, okay, it's a little corny, but I'm like, oh, it is hard to get a reservation in Dorcia. And like, dude, I love that movie. It's a clever way. It's better than what other companies do, where they just don't ignore you. They wait till 3 months after the figure's supposed to be released to tell you that, it's on its way.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is lockdowns, so it's of no fault of, the company or the workers, or it's just, some shit that we're still dealing with in 2022. So, they came out as soon as they could to tell us it's clear. They told us why, and it's got some levity to it. You love to see it. Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it, but you also love to see it.
I do appreciate the communication, and I have a question. Should I be concerned with the Ryu figure and the Muhammad Ali, both of which I'm very excited for, but what should I anticipate those are probably going to be delayed as well?
Those went into production after, right? Yeah, Bateman was their first figure. I don't know. Message Andrew. I'm sure he'll tell you straight up. Keyboard Warriors, great guy. Founder of Iconic Studios. I would say probably, but I'm not Andrew, and I don't know, to be honest.
If they get it right, totally fine.
There you go.
I mean, real quick, just with any of these delays, communication is my only thing that I ask for. Because I had that problem with the Tweeterhead Tila, where she was supposed to be shipped in October. And then I was emailing them in February, and they were just like, they weren't even emailing me back. So then I was like, I wanted to cancel it. So then they're like, oh,
I remember
we got to
that.
charge. They're like, oh, we have to charge you. And I'm like, why do you have to charge me? You don't even have have a date for me now. And it's supposed to be here 5 months ago. So then I took that $100 loss because I told her, I was like, listen, I was like, can you just give me a refund and we could just walk away from this? And then she's like, it wouldn't be fair to the other customers. I'm like, it wouldn't be fair to the other customers that ordered it and paid in full a year and a half before, that they wouldn't get their money back when you don't even have a production photo. You know what I mean? So, real quick, I need to stop cussing on this. But,
it's okay. It's CW.
If you buy, fuck Tweeterhead. You know what
I don't know why you took that loss. I told you to let me handle it, and you're like,
yeah, you did. Dude,
What'd you get a loss on? What Sweeter hit statue?
The Tila from
Tila.
Motu.
That just came out recently?
It didn't come out. They still don't have a production photo for it. They act like Sideshow put it up for pre-order.
People have it. I know someone who has it in hand already.
Well, listen, this is what happened, John. When that shit was announced, you saved $25 by paying in full. I paid in full.
Yeah.
I emailed them in February. It's supposed to come in October. And they said, oh, it's going through the factory and all this other stuff.
Yeah, because they're going through these changes and shit.
We don't have a final mold for production. So I said, okay, if you don't have a final mold, can I just get a refund? And then it was like a month of like them jerking me off. And then you know what I mean. So at that point,
did you get your hold on a second? Hold on. Did you get the money back?
Minus $100.
No.
Sounds worth $100.
Did you call Tweeterhead, or was this when Sideshow was dealing with?
Tweeterhead. Well, that was the problem. After that, they went right to Sideshow, and I literally told the lady, I'm like, thank God you went to Sideshow because you can't pull this shit with Sideshow.
If you waited, you would have got the full amount. I'd still. When was this?
I don't know.
Hashtag get Mark his money back.
Was it this year?
Hashtag make Tweeterhead.
It was this year. It was
I'd call
sometime.
Sideshow.
But no, it was before they started dealing with Sideshow, though. That was a problem. John, when I say I paid in full, this was like 3 years ago.
This is my point as to why you never pay in full.
No, again, so that's why I said, John.
You learn from the mistake happened. That's fine. At least you got the majority of the money back.
Anytime somebody gives shit to John, he knows.
No, I get. I'm a nuisance.
Knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm a nuisance.
I don't know if you're from
company.
I don't know if you're from Quebec, but
No.
Jean knows what the fuck he's talking about.
It's a low blow.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Because I said it, I'm starting to slur a little bit. I'm sorry.
You know what
Jesus
company
Christ.
has great communication is 1/6 Kit though.
Oh, how dare you! It's 1/6 corner.
Damn it! You hate to hear it.
Jeez.
1/6 corner.
How dare you?
Why do you let?
Last time on the show.
Why is he still on the show? I don't get it. Whatever. 1/6 Kit.
Christ, Mark.
1/6. See what this bastard did again? Look at this guy.
Kid is with a K.
No, you know why I said 1/6 Kit? Because now I'm pissed that I ordered that Gandalf and they're going to flip and extend it. Anyways, 1/6 corner, completely different. Our sponsor, Angels in the community. We want to thank them. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners, and only Collecting Weekly listeners, get 10% off in stock figures while our show is live using code capital CW10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and leave the rest to them.
A bunch of absolute angels. I am curious, what makes you guys frustrated in this hobby?
People.
And I don't want to name any names.
Half this panel.
Damn it, John.
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
You stole my joke. I was going to say you're looking at him. I don't know. I feel like this past week has been weird for me. I've been just getting so frustrated with a bunch of things. It's a shame because I think some parts of this community are really, really incredible. You have, wonderful groups, Auxiliary, the 6 Scale Scavengers group, Row 16. But sometimes when you get into these bigger groups, man, you just have to deal with some of the worst personalities. And John, I know you had kind of a little bit of a run-in with a dingus this week. And, the thing that I hate the most that makes me so frustrated is when you have new people in this hobby, because those people are the future, right? They're going to be here a lot longer, especially we have people on the way out. and they're so excited to show off something, and you have those idiots in the comments that just completely tear this person down, like, you know, your setup, your photo, your posing. I'll admit, like, if I see a funny pose, I'll share it privately, but I will never do that. I'm not the moral beacon, right? But I would never do that to this person on their post, because we've all been that new guy in a new hobby in a new community, and it's a leap of faith to make that first post, and that always frustrates me. You got people that, and I never want to ruin anyone's excitement, but I think there's some people that are unwilling to make constructive criticism of things that are released, and I think that frustrates me a lot, or unwilling to even hear constructive criticism. That frustrates me. But the thing that's been pissing me off more than anything this past like 2 weeks is, like, I've been collecting a lot of Black Series figures and trying to display them, and I've had like 10 figure avalanches where just like a whole shelf of figures just collapses
because of one asshole.
And it's usually fucking Fennec just takes out the whole fucking, because I have these it's like a stairs, right? And you put like, you know, 4 Fennec's in the back row, and she'll fall and domino every fucking figure, and it's honestly made me want to just throw them away because it just keeps happening, and it's so frustrating. But I'm wondering if there's anything maybe lighthearted that you guys don't like that's been frustrating you with the hobby, or you know, maybe a little bit more serious. Keeping track of accessories is always fun, especially with Transformers. I just moved and I lost a Bumblebee, and I'm heartbroken. I can't find it, and it's so expensive to buy that Bumblebee on the secondary market.
Did you find the gun? The blaster?
I haven't found the blaster yet, John. I haven't found it yet. It's terrible. It's terrible. But, you know, I know, Dean, you've had some things that have gone missing or gotten eaten, or just anything. What frustrates you, Dean? What grinds your gears?
Bro, you know what really fucking gets my goat?
Tell me.
It'll be like episode 2 of a new show, and there's like a glimpse of a character, and immediately the next day in all the groups, it's like, I made a custom of this guy. And it's like, why? Like,
bro, yeah.
Why?
The one that really made me laugh was that 1 second clone veteran. The next day, the Black Series groups were full of like, I just sculpted this 3D and have it printed and weathered. I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but I mean, yeah,
they're
really
usually
necessary.
They're usually not good because people want to be the first one to do it. So like they fucking like just put together this rushed fucking thing, and then it's like, I did it, and it's like, okay, but it like never fails ever, and it annoys me so much. But it's just a non-issue. But like, I don't know, it just like rubs me the wrong way, and I can't fucking.
Okay, real quick, everyone in the chat is telling me about blue tack, guys. I know about blue tack, and for some reason there's a fucking global shortage on blue tack. I went to Walmart, Target, and fucking Walgreens and Family Dollar, and I couldn't fucking find blue tack. It was pissing me off.
I'll send you one for
like,
$39
spent like
shipping.
3 hours.
Wow.
Trying to find blue tack. The fucking worst 3 hours spent in my entire life.
Ben, I'm pretty sure you take a loss on that.
No doubt.
Speaking of which, if anyone wants to buy a Moria staff, I have one for $500, friends and family only. I'll let you boy. Anyways,
but yeah, that's mine. Is people rushing to put out a custom for no fucking reason than to be the first ones.
Oh, museum wax. That actually might work. Anyone else? John, Ben, Marco, Mark.
Are we going? I thought we were going in order.
Yeah,
I
mute,
got
John.
plenty of. Let me let John go.
Thank
Go
you
ahead,
so
John.
much. You could go, Mark, please. You've been waiting long enough.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
God, brother! No, please.
Nice guys like Mark, but
I know, right? What frustrates me.
I'm the Canadian on the show. No. Reissues, you know, that's my flipping. Can't stand that. Honestly, the people have been pissing me off lately. A lot of people that, you know, talk a lot of crap, and don't want to listen to other people's opinions. It's an opinion. Everybody's entitled to it. Listen, learn something,
bro.
Just some names, bro.
Just be kind.
I just got done reading that thread of yours. Dear God.
And
it's
I'm
like
sick.
You insulted that guy's mother. It's like, dude, calm
for no
down.
reason. John's like, you're have a nice day. He's like,
Speck.
suck my
that
balls.
guy's a speck in the world.
Jesus Christ.
Of crap. Also, just be honest, be true. There's no don't sugarcoat shit. That's just be honest and be truthful. That's it. We're in this hobby. We're supposed to be working together and talking about collecting and give opinions. I might have a bad opinion. He'll have a good opinion. You might go head to head, but that's healthy to talk about the hobby. If everyone's just nodding and yes, then we don't get anywhere, right? So, come on, reissues and the people. Some people, other little specks of people. The rest of the people are great. I love you all. But you know who you are.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of John, an opinion, that's like my opinion, that's my truth. John's opinion, that's his truth. So anytime somebody's doing an opinion, back in the day, I hate to sound like an old person. People, before phones and all, oh God, I sound so old. Before phones and all that other stuff, people used to like get together and they would have dinner dates and they would talk about politics. They would just give their opinion. But somehow it like, as soon as politics is like, okay, you're this side and you're this side. And then it turned into this other stuff. And then it's got down to our level where it's like, if you do that, you collect this is shit and that's shit. And then some people, they just try to do something new. They try to do something different. And, you'll see somebody, they'll say, oh, this is my first attempt at doing a rooted hair, or it's my first time painting a sculpt. And you see some people, man, you see the absolute worst out of people in that situation. And it is just so, like, to me, as a person growing up, when you have a bunch of brothers and sisters, when people do shit like that, you're like, okay, well, that's when you make a fist and you go right between the eyes. Because that's the only way people learn.
Yeah, but
that's
that's the problem. That's why they do it, is because they're behind a screen. You think these people would talk smack in front of us?
So then I literally have to walk away because I'm just like, okay. Well, John was doing this the other day. John, I have never loved you more, dude. I would have kissed you on the mouth the other day.
I would have filed a restraining order.
Yeah, you would have. I had never agreed with John more. And then it's like, literally, there's a difference between, like, I understand there's people in the hobby, like, as soon as somebody shows a picture, they just completely shit on everything. There's a difference between shitting on stuff and having an opinion. And there's a correct, it's constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's constructive criticism. And John's a very much a constructive criticism, even against Asmus. And I always feel like I have to back Asmus because I want them to come out with more stuff. I understand they're not the quality that Hot Toys is and all that other stuff. But then to just straight shit on stuff. So then the other day I was, backing John on some stuff and someone was like, oh, you're just this negative, whatever. And I'm like, listen, I am not
the worst part of the hobby, I think, is the words that were used.
I'm like, I am not. Yeah, exactly. I'm the worst part. I'm the worst part. I'm like, dude, I just buy the shit that I can afford. Like, I'm not the worst part. I'm just some, whatever. So you try to have an honest opinion with this guy, and he just like as soon as you send a comment, it's something back where it's like some personal shit where it's like whatever, your mom didn't hug you or something like that or some weird shit. Like that's the stuff I can't stand. Because like literally when we have this discussion, I wanted to have this discussion. Like my car, like this guy pulled in front of me and I got totaled. And I'm one of those dumbasses that play with my little figures. Like, I always keep figures in my center console, like 3.75, because I'm a fidgety person. I wanted to talk about how, like, my car got totaled, and I'm like, shit. I left the goggles for the Rebel Trooper, and I had I had a couple blasters in there. You know what I mean? But I can't have a discussion because anytime you try to have a discussion in a group, there's somebody on there that'll like slip in your DMs like you're a piece of shit, and I'm just like, dude, I just told you I didn't like the figure, you know what I mean? But I understand there's also people that like as soon as you say like I love this figure, someone says, well that's because you're autistic or something, you know what I mean? It sucks. Like you said, Zach, it's better to be in smaller groups with people you know. And it's a shame because you would love to be in a group where people were like understood, Because that happened with me. When I first started like joining Lord of the Rings groups, I'm like, okay, these people are like-minded people because everybody said Star Wars fans were toxic because, some of the stuff Disney was doing was pretty like ass. You know what I mean? So then you're like, oh, Lord of the Rings. I'm like, oh, these books were written in the 50s. Who could have a problem with anything? Nope. You go there and it's the same shit. You know what I mean? So really, and that's my biggest gripe. It's just the bigger groups. It's like, listen, when you're talking to 50,000 people, don't be an asshole. You know what I mean? You don't know these people. You know, it's one of those people. Listen, I go to the grocery store and I see people and they go to the frozen section first. And, you know, you want to think to yourself, what are you, a dumbass? You know what I mean? You always go to the vegetables, then you end up in the frozen section. You know, like literally this is the stuff that goes in my mind. But I don't go up and attack them like, what do you know what I mean? I don't go like slap the freaking yogurt out of their hand. You know what I mean?
Mark, Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to come up with a comparable situation here.
Listen,
nobody grocery shop go to the frozen section first, because my wife did that when I first met her. I'm like, listen, that fucking chocolate ice cream's going to be a smoothie by the time we get it in the car.
I don't want to cut off you guys on this discussion, so let's finish this out. But we do have answers to the Gandalf questions from Inart.
Boy.
So
I will forego my time to get to those questions, Zach.
Okay, Ben, no
I
pressure.
I will do. You guys all said basically what I wanted to say, so
perfect. Thank you guys. I don't know that every question was answered. I haven't really read over these yet, but here's the questions that I asked. Obviously, a lot of these are related to the staff and the pants, because that was the big concern. So bear with me. There's going to be a lot of staff and pants questions. When is the official Queen Studios cutoff date to pre-order this figure? Can you also confirm the official release date? The cutoff date is the 18th of June, and the official release date is the 18th of May, 2023. Can you formally confirm that the Moria staff will not be included? At present, we have received a lot of feedback about adding the Moria staff, as our collectible figures involves multiple departments. Please give us some time to discuss and coordinate. We would like to thank each and every one of you for your feedback. Can you confirm the pants will have the proper screen-accurate printing? We are looking into your advice on this, as we would need references for the design. In another chat we had, you had mentioned going back to the licensor at this point was not likely. Is there a reason that this would not be possible? Submitting for approval means that the scheme needs to be remade, including concept design, research and development, design, physical shooting, etc., as well as multi-department coordination, and then submitted to the licensor for approval, which will/could create a long delay. Normally we have our own planning cycle, so that in a sense makes it difficult to bring it up again. Is the second staff being held out of this figure for a second Gandalf the Grey down the line? Hi, at present we have received a lot of feedback about adding the Moria staff. We are discussing how to solve this problem. If any updates, we will share them online. Are Gandalf's thumbs able to be placed inside the sleeves of the undershirt as seen during the filming to create the hand wrap look? The current Gandalf lining does indeed have the thumb through the sleeve of the undergarment as shown in the official illustration. We've also paid attention to this in the early stage of design in order to recreate the scenes from the film. They have that there with one of their prototypes. Can you confirm if the glammed ring will be die-cast metal, or are there any other die-cast parts in this figure? The glammed ring is die-cast metal and the buckle for the belt is metal. We hope we have more surprises that can be reserved for the unboxing. Would delaying this figure to ensure a complete single release figure is possible with accurate pants printing and both staffs be possible? If not, why? We have received feedback on adding the Moria staff, but please give us some time because we need to coordinate and deal with multiple departments. What kind of research is done for a figure like this, or samples of other companies' figures purchased to observe any details / things that could be improved? What about prop archives or costume books? Inart's key team members are very loyal to Lord of the Rings, which is why Inart chose this IP in the early days. Inart is still working on our favorite characters because we believe that love is the first prerequisite for making a good figure. Gandalf as important character is the focus of our study. We consulted a lot of materials, including the material provided by the licensor and the concept design of the film, went over some details and did as much possible to make it closer to the movie. Does Queen Studios have a formal response to collectors who are upset in the missing accessories or details? We have heard many collectors have said this does not inspire confidence in the company, that it feels lazy, that it's not a complete figure, and that some are concerned that accessories are being withheld for future releases. At present, we are gradually understanding and reading through the feedback of Gandalf from other collectors. As a new line, Inart strives to do as much as we can to make the finest collectibles. We know how important accessories are to the posability of figures, so we pay special attention to this. Thank you for your feedback, and we hope Inart can grow with the support of Inart players collecting figures together. Can you confirm the level of futzing the outfit, traveling cloak, and hair will require, and what collectors can expect out of the box to make the figure look as good as the prototype? The production of Gandalf's clothes and traveling cloak was studied according to the original stills of the film, which was restored on the basis of material selection and process comparison in a scale of 1/6. There will be separate packaging for rooted hair to ensure the safety of the transportation, and we'll give you instructions how to care for the rooted hair and hair styling when shipping. Most companies we speak to shoot for 85 to 90% quality from the master prototype to the final release. What kind of quality in relation to the master can we expect? At present, the whole Inart team is implementing the stability of production and shipment step by step, from the restoration of development and design to the degree of modeling to the engineering department, how to create materials, how to split production and high realization, and to the quality control, quality inspection. We also hope to give a satisfactory final piece. Thank you for the support. With this Gandalf, is there a fully custom body sculpt like with the Joker figure, or is this a stock Inart body? Gandalf's body was also developed and produced by Inart, and we believe that based on the information provided and compiled, Gandalf's body is consistent with the film setting. Can you confirm the level of involvement Viper himself will have on each individual figure's production, or is he just the final quality control? Viper is one of the main principles of Inart. Each work involves a selection of themes, development and design, production standards, graphics, publicity, and production, all of which need to be discussed and decided by the main principles. Collectible figures have always been Viper's forte, so his advice and participation in the whole process is important. At what point in this figure's development did we pass the point of no return on submitting to the licensor? We first saw it as a silhouette with the Inart reveal, then saw the actor's Photoshop photo, then the renders before finally seeing a work-in-progress teaser, and the following week the pre-order. I know we brought up some of these issues very soon after the pre-order went live, which was the earliest we saw these details, and even then it was too late for changes. All the information that can be released can only be published after the approval of the licensor. At present, in the process of pre-ordering, we've also collected your feedback, and we're very happy to continue to pay attention to this work, and we are doing our best to make it. So, answers there, though not firm commitments to delaying, but we don't have this level of involvement with any other company. But I do appreciate some of these answers. I wish we would have gotten. I know they're working on confirming the delay, but they don't have the ability to tell us that just yet. John, Dean, anybody? What do you guys think about that?
Frustrating. Well, like I said, I just put my order through, so they're gonna delay it now 4 days, and they're gonna be able to give us an answer within the 4 days. That's
supposedly the cutoff. I think this cutoff is the original cutoff date, June 18th.
No, it's supposed to be the
retailers.
14th.
A lot of the retailers I think that we saw were the 14th, but I asked them specifically what's the Queen Studios official cutoff date to order from them directly.
Oh, they said the 18th?
I mean, that's what this PDF says. I don't know if it's a typo, but that's what they put on this. Everywhere I've seen was the 14th.
I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel confident that they might be able to do it? Or not necessarily delay it, but get us the staff one way or another?
I think so. Obviously, these answers here, we asked John to take them to the people that are able to give us these answers. So these aren't John's answers. These are kind of like team answers.
Yeah.
I think given the poll at 91%, there's no way that it is not delayed. Or at least like
they're going to get us the staff somehow.
I think
so. Or the pre-order window opens up a little bit wider and everybody gets the staff, which is in the end, it's the right decision.
Let's not mention Windows.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I'm sorry, John. Yeah, I know I've upset John, but with this first figure needs to be right. We can't do this thing where we're ordering a figure and then it's later on you got to order another figure to get the piece, And I appreciate Asmus's effort on that. So that's why I said it's hard because it's like it's all very much a double-edged sword with this stuff. But in the end, and again, John speaks the truth. This helps both companies, Inart and Asmus, because Asmus gave us a complete figure, but in the very end, it's not the perfect figure,
sorry, Mark.
Go ahead, John.
No.
Go ahead, John. Please.
I was just going to say single songwriter. What he said is, has anyone asked for the exact amount of points of articulation?
I'm not worried about that.
Like
you're not going to get the standard for 1/6 scale is like something like 40 something.
Yeah.
They're Inart's not stupid. They're not going to release something with 5 POA. To me, that's not even.
You may not get as much articulation as, let's say, a Hot Toy, but the articulation.
I think in 1/6 scale the bodies are very standardized. You either have double jointed elbows and double jointed knees, or single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. I think when you really get into that. issue is when you have like a Spider-Man or a Superman, something where the joints physically can't move because of the suit hindering it. I don't think you're gonna have any problems with this.
Or even like a Legolas figure. If he can't draw a bow properly, then it's an issue. But with Gandalf, it's like, if
more museum.
If he can't.
Yeah, the bar for Gandalf is pretty low.
Yeah,
Same
if he can't break
Ledger
the
Joker.
bridge of Khazad-dûm, then it's a situation. But it's literally just him.
Well, shout out to John and Queen getting back to us, especially while we were live. I appreciate that.
That's why I said I literally love that company, but we just have to make sure that we're all on the same page here. You know what I mean?
think this, if they decide to delay it and add additional things and go through the licensing process, it will obviously cost them money, but in the long term they will gain so much goodwill from the community,
so much.
and they will earn that money back
100%.
So it feels like the right move. Manyfold. There you go.
I will say though, the whole thing of like we did this research, I'm just like, I mean, that was the only answer to me that felt a bit rough around the edges. Because,
or like the we love the property, we did the research. Yeah,
I mean, just googling Gandalf
did.
staffs or how many staffs does Gandalf have, like you'll find the answer very quickly.
So if they come back and they say, guess what? Thank you for the feedback, but we're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna do it. We'll take the notes for the next release, but we're not gonna do it.
To me, I think it dooms the line. I think it really, to me, I think collectors should be concerned about the reliability of Queen to be able to deliver a complete product.
Yep.
Obviously some of the details in this film to research are a little bit difficult. It's not like, you like the shows that come out today where they have a book that comes out with season 1 with the costumes and everything like that. It's not the same as it is now, and a lot of those props are all over the world. It's not like Star Wars where there is one archive with every single prop that you can visit and photograph and have these excellent resources. It is a bit different, I understand that, but the fact of the matter is careful film observation would show you that this should have been fixed from the beginning.
I think the only message though,
the pants is much harder to see, but the staff for sure.
The message you have to send across is it almost becomes hypocritical if we come on here and say, hey, you know what, this is we need the staff, and then we go ahead with the pre-order. I don't know. I think I'd consider. I know I just ordered, but I'd consider.
At minimum, to me, John, I think the most appropriate thing is, hey, we're going to extend the deadline 2 weeks while we consider this. That's not a guarantee either way, but at least we'll have people won't feel forced to make a decision today.
Or just be smart and do almost what Asmus is doing. Then make the staff on the side and sell it as an accessory where we pay shipping or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But legitimately, if you were to read the books. I mean, in the books, like the literal trilogy of the books, it doesn't say anything about him changing staffs. If you just read the book straight through.
Yeah, but this is.
But it does show that it ignites. So that's why I said no. They said they love the property. Okay, you love the property. You watch the movie. I mean, to me, not only should they have the Moria staff, but the Moria staff should light up.
To me, that would be the gold standard, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what. Listen, oh my God, this is what I would expect from this company. To have a USB. Imagine if
You're not for free, buddy. You're not getting it for free.
Imagine if the staff hooked up to the base and there was electricity through
USB. Yeah, John. I mean, but John, I'm with you on this one. Listen,
You're right.
This is 2022. What are you fucking giving me? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? All right, like this is your big glamour shot. You know what I mean? This is what everybody's seeing. Okay, what do you got? What do you got to show me?
I agree.
What do you got to show me?
If we're reading in between the lines, I think the question on if it was being held back for another version of the figure seemed telling to me. Obviously, they didn't answer the question directly at all, but it's like, it kind of seems like that might have been the case.
Can you imagine if this was a publicity stunt and the whole time they were planning to include the Moria staff, and they
you got to put your tinfoil hat on for everything.
Like, I know, but that would be awesome.
It would be hilarious, but like, okay, well, there's my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a perfect play.
I'm telling you right now, they listen to the collector, they do it right on this release, and I'm telling you, I will back them on every release. Besides the line, like the characters I don't like, but I will back them on everything.
The Joker 2
100%.
musical figure.
And you won't back them if they don't? You won't back them if they don't? Because Zach said that he thinks it would kill the line, but like...
to me, if they ask for a poll, to me, if they ask for the poll is 91%, and if it was 60-40, 50-50, 40-60, whatever, you could make the argument. It's 91%. Like, to me, if they
I
don't,
agree.
it's a Dingus of the Year award. But if they do, Company of the Year.
I agree with that, but like Mark
agree.
said earlier, that Aragorn from Asmus is literally ass. That it's the worst.
It's not good.
Well, the thing is, everything but the head sculpt is bad.
But if they still come out with an Aragorn at Queen Studios, but they haven't given us the Moria staff with this figure, like people
I
who
won't
want
buy
to
anything
collect
Lord of the Rings
figures are still going to buy it.
But that's the problem, Ben. That's what I'm talking about.
It'll be missing like important shit.
I want to support Inart so effing bad.
right.
I want to because the idea is great. They do great. That company does great products, but that's the hardest part. So you can't fuck up the first figure because this is it. That you go at this point. The first figure they should go above and beyond, and not. I'm not saying take a loss, but do everything you can to make sure this takes off because for this line, this is what it is. Because I would buy. I'm almost a different person in this conversation.
Different breed.
Yes, I would buy anything they like. Me and Zach have been talking about this. The first 9 I would buy. So like a lot of people wouldn't buy $300. I guess it would be 6-inch. 6-inch figures at this point with the Hobbits, but I would want the Fellowship. You know what I mean? And to me, Zach's like, "What was your have to?" I'm like, "Listen, have to. If they do it right, I would have to buy all of them." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like real quick, John talks a lot about like respect for the collectors. I do think that this figure is meant for all of us, but it's definitely meant for the guys like you and Zach that do really truly have a love for this figure. And if they truly respect the collectors, they will make that call.
Yeah.
I just worry that if they don't, it will suck to see people disappointed, especially like you guys, because as a passing fan of Lord of the Rings, if I pulled the trigger on this guy, I put him on my shelf, and then had one of you guys over and was like, check out my Gandalf, like, how cool is this? And you're like, yeah, it's cool, but it doesn't have the Moria staff, and where's the printing on the pants? I'd be like devastated that I just spent
if you touch my figure, I break
$500.
If you touch my figure to look at the pants, I'd break your legs. But that's
you can't touch it if it's in the box in your closet.
Exactly.
But even
That's right.
I know Zach's a guy like me. Like literally, like right after the Fellowship, I want a Gandalf the White. Like I want him on top of like before I get other figures from the movie in the books. And those they play total prominent, but Gandalf plays such an essential role no matter what book you read in the lore or anything. You know what I mean? He's a Maiar. He does so much. He is such a great figure. To then have him be your first figure, it's so exciting. Gandalf the Grey. Anybody would choose Gandalf the Grey over the White. That really is a Lord of the Rings fan. And then to have missing the staff of that moment where he does the whole, he dies. He literally, he passed through fire and all this other stuff, and then to have that staff missing, what the fuck? I mean, what the hell were you doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it blows my mind, and I don't want to be. I hate being a negative fan because I love this company. I'm sorry, I'll shut up. But dude, like, what the fuck? Sorry, shut up.
Lots. To me, it's the line in the sand. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to bore anyone else. I think we've talked a lot about Gandalf today. I did talk to John. He said he's going to try to make next Tuesday's episode of Collecting Weekly. So we'll be able to kind of hopefully have some more updates on this. So Mark, maybe we can hopefully get you back soon. The Boys TV put up a post. Amazon Studios renewed The Boys for a 4th season. I don't know who here watches The Boys, but it's probably one of the greatest. I rewatched season 1 today. So many fucking
all of season 1 in a day.
In a day, Dean. Marco,
it's hardcore.
You got to go back and watch it because there's so many like little nuggets that were planted for season 3. What's happening now?
I've been meaning to, and it happened so long ago, right?
Incredible. Texas Finest says jumped on late, so forgive me if it's been answered already. What is the best place right now to order Gandalf? I did TNS because they do monthly payments. If you're on their Facebook group, they also have a website. You also have 16 Kit. I don't think 16 Corner. I do not think they have it listed on their website, but I believe those retailers have told us the cutoff date is the 14th. What I've seen directly from Queen Studios, they're saying it's the 18th. I would err on the side of caution and pre-order by the 14th if you can, which is today. Yes. The Boys.
And Zach, on The Boys, though, the best villain, I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen it or isn't familiar with the property, I won't spoil it, but the best villain on TV, I think.
Right here, baby.
Boom. Well, there he is. We will spoil it. Homelander.
What the fuzz you spoiling it for?
It's not a spoiler. You find that shit out in like the first 15 minutes of the show.
In the first seconds.
Hate you.
I was being cute there. But yeah, he's
I
just
love
like the best villain.
The Boys. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Anyone?
I'm excited to watch it. I'm waiting till it's done and then I'm gonna binge it.
I love The Boys.
Seen any of
The
it?
thing was, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what show like did this whole like the superheroes as the bad guys, or like what if they were
Too
dickheads?
many.
It literally came out like with like 30 shows all at once, but this definitely does it the best.
I love The
Heroes,
Boys too.
by far.
I'm looking at them right now.
The Invincible show is probably
I just got it, John.
good second. What's that one show with where the kid goes back and where
Benjamin Button?
no
Heroes.
no I can't remember.
Twin Towers?
Oh, Umbrella
Two
Academy?
Towers.
How
I meant to
dare
say,
you,
sorry,
John.
Two Towers.
Jesus.
Two Towers is what I meant. I meant to
What
give
is
him a
with
Lord
you
of the
and
Rings.
9/11, John?
The Lord of the Rings joke.
What
and
the fuck,
just
bro?
keep on going.
You're
How
Canadian.
dare
You
you,
can't
bro.
talk
I
about
said
Emotional damage.
Robin Bowman, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in.
Don't change the subject,
I didn't
motherfucker.
like any of that, bro.
Me neither. What I do like, though, a whole new round is coming. Netflix put up a post. It took 12 years to bring the first season of Squid Game to life last year, but it took 12 days for Squid Game to become the most popular Netflix series ever. As the writer, director, producer of Squid Game, a huge shout out to fans around the world. Thank you for watching and loving our show. And now Gihan returns as the frontman returns. Season 2 is coming. The man in the suit with Jackie might be back. He'll also be introduced to Young Hee's boyfriend Chul Soo. Join us once more for a whole new round, and I'm not even going to attempt to read that name.
That all seems very racial.
Don't you dare, John. Don't you dare.
Writer, John, give me a read on that one.
I can't see it from here. What do I look like? Hold on. What is it? Where are you? Hold on. I gotta hear. Hold on.
Line before last.
The line before last after join us once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huang Dong Huyuk.
There you go. Yeah, so very excited for that. To me, I don't think it really needed a second season, but here we are.
I'm excited.
What a show.
My mom asked me, she's like, when's Squid Game 2 coming out? I'm like, I don't know. And literally this came out the next day. I was like, hey, look, you just asked.
I don't know if we ever did we ever get to see your Squid Game, your Squid Guard that you had like
he showed
custom made?
off.
I don't remember seeing
I'm gonna
that now.
do
You have to send me photos.
Yeah, Fat Thai Kid's right. I'll highlight it. Hold on.
They're doing a reality show.
Yeah,
and the winner gets 4.6 million. They'll have 456 contestants.
Man, I want to go.
Damn.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, but it's authentic, so they kill you if you lose.
I'll do that cookie challenge, no problem.
Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary. Jesus, whoever made this graphic should be shot in the street. It's so hard to read. 25th anniversary celebration broadcast. Okay, this is the most bullshit thing I think I've ever seen. I'll be honest, Ian, I know you're a big fan of Final Fantasy, but let me read this here. June 16th, save the date. They put this big fucking announcement up. Join us next weekend for around 10 minutes to celebrate 25 years of Final Fantasy. Motherfucker, 25 years to give me 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I take shits longer than that. Are you kidding me? At only around 10 minutes long, it will be short and sweet, but we have packed in lots of information. Bro, we have Collecting Weekly clips that are longer than 10 minutes. Are you kidding me?
So, Final Fantasy Remake was first shown, I believe it was E3 2015.
It's almost been more years than minutes.
June 15th was the first time they showed it. So, yeah, it was several years until the game actually came out. It came out 2020, so 5 years later. And people are anticipating part 2 because or remake was not a complete game. And we've kind of been waiting with bated breath on when they were going to announce this. They had a showcase a few weeks ago. And
extra baited.
They didn't show anything, and people were really upset. So they came out with this. So this kind of feels like an afterthought. I feel like they're focusing.
10 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, real quick, wasn't the original number 7, wasn't it a 2-disc PlayStation 2 game?
It was a 3-disc game.
It was a 3-disc game, and they give you 10 minutes. You know.
Yeah, so
what an insult
I
to
fully
old
expect
people.
at least a trailer and I guess some information, but yeah, in 10 minutes, bro.
10 fucking minutes.
So it's the 35th anniversary of all of Final Fantasy, and it's the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 16 was showcased a couple weeks ago, so everyone thought that Remake Part 2 was, we weren't getting anything. So this is cool to see. That's Thursday. I will be participating in the fucking 10-minute stream. So
the credits for Obi-Wan are longer than 10 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I fully just expect hey guys, we're working pretty hard on the game. Here's the trailer, and that's all we're gonna get. But you know what? That's all I really.
What a
fucking
slap
need,
in the face! They couldn't make it an hour.
I
That's
mean,
bullshit.
even the state of play was only like 25 minutes. So, and that's just trailers
bullshit.
back to back to back.
What, are they
so.
paying you by the minute?
Well, see, everything now.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
everything. Usually there's conventions, right? And people go to different panels and they have people talk, but that's all, a thing of the past now. So
longer
it's
to
just
load the game.
it's
And
just
also-
a stream now on YouTube, and they just play a bunch of trailers back to back.
And Dean, wasn't this was this re-released on PlayStation 3 also? I
No,
can't
so
remember.
the first one came out in 1997. Then the remake came out in 2020 on the PS4. So now this one.
I think I played a edit or something.
Might have had a bootleg.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a thing. This was another thing. Spider-Man: No Way Home, the more fun stuff version, releasing September 2nd. I'll be honest, that seems unnecessary, and I say that, and I realize how ironic that sounds. Me being a big fan of the extended cut of Lord of the Ring, that Spider-Man is doing like an extended scenes type deal with their movie, but that movie is so fucking long, and you're making it longer, and it's not a very complex movie. I don't know why this is a thing.
The more
it just seems
fun
like they want
stuff
to.
version, when May dies,
These are-
she's like,
May doesn't die.
These are normally released when they're trying to hit a milestone in terms of box
like
office,
we're
right?
trying to
They're
get. You're already the number 3 movie of all time. What the fuck do you need?
They were trying to move up to 2.
Avatar better watch the fuck out.
That's right.
But yeah, to me it just seems stupid.
It's more money, and people will pay it.
Anyone else?
No.
Is there like a trailer? Like what
Nada.
more
No,
fun stuff are
they're
they?
putting it back in the theaters. Based on the
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are they adding?
They've said it's added scenes and some scenes are extended. They haven't shown what scenes are extended, but they had the meme in the trailer of the Spider-Man pointing thing, so I'm sure that's going to be another. It's just fucking stupid to be honest.
They're adding more fun stuff.
That's
for-
an easy.
for
Yeah,
next year.
Gilbert has a great one. Spider-Man: No Way Home expansion DLC pack.
It's good for the kids.
Exactly.
It's good for the kids.
It's a free.
You can watch it at home already for the kids. Fuck the kids.
Yeah, I had the Morbius movie was available at my Dollar General for $9.99. If anybody wants to see Morbius for $9.99.
Thanks, we don't.
You
I
couldn't.
don't want to see Morbius for
$9.99
free.
to see
Thanks.
Morbius.
I keep seeing that's
Some
going to be
morbing time.
re-released.
Our movie of the week, picked by Marco, the sweet angel, was Rush Hour. When a Chinese diplomat's daughter is kidnapped in Los Angeles, he calls in Hong Kong Detective Inspector Lee to assist the FBI with the case. But the FBI doesn't want anything to do with Lee, and they dump him off to the LAPD, who assigns wisecracking Detective James Carter to watch over him. Although Lee and Carter can't stand each other, they choose to work together to solve the case on their own when they figure out they've been ditched by both the FBI and the police. I will be honest. This movie is one of the greatest films of all time.
My God.
Wow.
This pick for me, up there in the Hall of Fame of Movie of the Week picks. One of the movies my dad and I watched a lot together when I was younger. Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2. I remember going to be able to see Rush Hour 3 in the theaters because it had that kind of movie purgatory type thing where they just couldn't get it off the ground. And I honestly watched this film like 3 times this week. It's so fucking good. And it's one of those movies that
You watched this movie 3 times this week,
It's
and
so
the full season of.
Bro, I had nothing to do this week.
Does anybody work?
Bro,
you don't work
fucking,
as well.
I'm watching Merlin without you. Fuck you, bro.
I thought you did already. You were supposed to come over the last 3 Sundays, and you never came over. In fact, you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna come over to hang out." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." You showed up. You don't even get out of your truck. You're like, "Oh, hey, I got this for you," and then you leave. Got popcorn ready. Had the Merlin turned on. How dare you?
You're such a liar.
You fucking
You're
gabagool.
such a liar.
You fucking guy. This is a movie I do not think could be made in 2022.
You took the sentence out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that,
bro.
No meat on the bone now. That was 100%.
It's so genuine. Look, I'll be honest. Let's be real. When you're with your guy friends, you say some fucked up, questionably, possibly racist shit in jest.
Morally ambiguous.
In jest, in a brotherly, way. And you get that vibe when they're just hanging out on the stakeouts, and they're just talking about, man, I will whoop yo, just all kinds of things. This movie just could not be made in 2022. Like, This is a bygone era of filmmaking. One of the greatest, to me, genre-defining action comedy films. And if you haven't seen Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3 is not so good, but Rush Hour 1 and 2 and 3 kind of carries it a bit. One of the greatest action comedy trilogies of all time, one of my favorite trilogies of all time. And I have not seen this movie in years, and I just couldn't get enough of it. Chris Tucker steals every scene he's in. Jackie Chan is incredible. Oilers Workshop, Sig a Weed? You'd love to hear it. What an absolute banger of a film. Shout out to Baby Boy for being the inspiration for this pick, because I was glad I got to revisit it again.
Yeah, so the Rotten Tomatoes score. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to snap someone's
meat on the bone.
Yeah, Zach, I think you nailed it. I think that it's just one of those kind of buddy cop movies that just works on all levels. It's kind of, they're so different characters, that you kind of, when you first get into the movie, you're like, oh, how's this gonna work? And like I think it's just a great job on the actors that they have such a really good chemistry together that it's just like a really fun movie to watch. And it's not like the strongest story on the planet, it's something you've probably seen.
It's really not.
100 times before, but they just make the movie so watchable that like you said, it's genre defining. Like if you talk buddy cops, Rush Hour's on the list. And yeah, it's there's a lot of racial kind of,
oh my God,
shit that they get away with in this movie that you'll never see it again. And the fact that Twitter isn't taken to the streets to fucking boycott this movie, even though it's already out, is beyond me. But it's
because it's not mean spirited though, right?
Right.
I think that's
right. 100%. But a lot of times people don't understand nuance and fucking what's the word?
We're in a different era.
It's like it doesn't matter what the intent is anymore,
Yeah.
So they even tried to cancel fucking RDJ for his fucking Tropic Thunder role. And it's like that was the whole point of the movie, and so this kind of falls into that category. It's like it's so wonderful, and yeah, it was a joy to kind of go back and revisit. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much more to say. A few things: 61% Rotten Tomatoes and 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Came out in 1998. Damn, we're getting old, man. But so old that girl, she's 36 years old now. Can you imagine that? Chris Tucker made the movie. He brought the comedy.
Yes.
He was priceless. When they're in the restaurant, and he was priceless. And I appreciate Jackie Chan doing all the stunts. There's no stunt doubles here. He did all the stunts in the film. So I think that was cool. But yeah, this is a classic. It doesn't get better than this. I can't remember watching Rush Hour 2 or 3. So I don't know if it got better, progressively better. But I really enjoyed it. They also did a Rush Hour TV series. I don't know if you guys knew that in 2016, but it doesn't look like it took
I did
very
not know
well.
that.
Yeah, didn't take very well. But no, awesome pick, Marco.
This
Glad to
movie
hear it.
brings me back to childhood as well. I used to, like, my parents were separated when I was a kid, so every other weekend, I would go back and forth to my dad's house. And when I'd go to my dad's house, it was like he always wanted to be like the cool parent, right? And we'd get to watch some pretty cool movies back then. And we got to see like all the Jackie Chan movies back then. And this reminded me of those days. I haven't seen a Jackie Chan movie now in, geez, like at least 10 years. But the fight scenes are fun, right? I love that how he uses furniture to like whip himself around and all that, which is cool. It also made me wonder, like, whatever happened to Chris Tucker?
How dare you?
Where's he been? Right? I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah,
he's gone.
He gained a lot of weight.
And he was, in my opinion, one of the
still
best parts of
amazing,
this
though.
movie.
I mean,
100%. Like, he was hilarious in this film, right? So
He's due for a comeback.
he has a
man.
Netflix. He has a Netflix special from a few years ago.
I should look. I should look
He's
that
only
up.
50.
Yeah, he was good, right? And so this movie, it wasn't as funny as I expected it to be in terms of like laugh out loud laughter. It was more along the lines of like, oh, did he just say that? And like they kind of laugh about shit, right? But like I can see why back when it was released it didn't do very well. I can see why it's got so much more of a following kind of in its later life as it's grown. As a film, I did see Rush Hour 2 way more than I ever watched Rush Hour 1. So Rush Hour 2 for me is my favorite of the trilogy.
Bro, the
for
fucking
sure.
bathhouse scene.
Bro, top 10 film scenes of all time.
And just oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say something. Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
No.
But I was gonna say, I think I was surprised. I forgot how many big name actors were in this movie.
Yeah.
Like Falcone from Batman Begins, is one of the bad guys, and the Asian dude with the blonde hair. I can't remember what his character name was, but he was in Lost as the guy who saw dead people, and like just like a whole bunch of the one bad guy, or no, sorry, the one FBI cop. From Cliffhanger, he was like one of the bad guys in the Cliffhanger movie. So like there was so many like characters. I was like, made me want to watch like
Philip
6
Baker
other movies
Hall.
all at the same.
The guy from the Cliffhanger movie. I love you.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I was gonna say. Filler Baker.
Dude, I feel the same way. I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, it's the guy from the Cliffhanger.
Marco doomed that man to death.
Right? Horrible. I can't remember his names. I apologize. I'm bad with names. I need name tags. But overall, good pick. I'm glad you picked it, Marco, because it was a movie that kind of fell off my radar. I don't know if I would have ever watched it again, and now I'm happy I got to see it again. So it was fun.
Awesome to hear. Yeah, again, shout out to Baby Boy. We always give Baby Girl some shout outs, so his due here. He does think that
Shout out
Rush
to
Hour
Baby
2
Girl,
is the better. Obviously, he does think that Rush Hour 2 is the better film, so interested to see that in the near future. But I will say I have a hard time being objective with this film because I've seen it so many times. It's been a few years, but rewatching it, I'm like, I remember all of these scenes, like they're crystal clear in my brain, and I don't remember shit. Like I have no memory, but for whatever reason, this movie, like, there's just so many good vibes and so many good feelings. Yes, there are some like horribly outdated and like racist things in here, but I will say like the overall meaning or like the takeaway of the movie, like the characters being very different, but kind of acknowledging each other's differences and coalescing, like that theme is beautiful, and we need more movies like that, right? So like if you're ever having a bad day, just throw on the scene where they're singing War, they go get Chinese food together, eating camel's hump and eel.
Bucket of grease.
That's right.
Box of grease.
So yeah, the bloopers as well, like just so many great things about this movie. I will say, I was too young to watch like Lethal Weapon or Beverly Hills Cop, so this is like my buddy cop film, I would say. And so this was like the first film of the type that I saw, and just like has such a soft spot in my heart. And I think both Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are due for comebacks. Like we need more films with these guys. It is time to bring them back.
Rush Hour 4 would be sweet.
I was gonna say I didn't realize I was that much older than Marco.
I don't know if I want to
in this
Rush Hour
conversation. No, but I mean I'm like I don't know if any of you guys watch 48 Hours. That was my buddy cop movie growing up.
Who were the leads in that?
Eddie Murphy was like he was getting out of jail, and Nick Nolte was like the cop. But
that's what I was thinking. I said Beverly Hills Cop, but I was thinking 48
You were thinking
Hours.
that movie, yeah, and that's what got him Beverly Hills Cop, and that, and I love like the Lethal Weapons. I love the whole buddy cop thing, or even just the movie Bad Boys. You know what I mean? You love that like the two different like and they're just going at each other, but then they're for a better purpose. Dude, I love these movies, and me and my wife are big kung fu fans. I'm probably that outdated, racial person, whatever. I'm like, listen, we go to the we go get, you know, I get General Tao, you know what I mean? She gets the lo mein noodles and the, you know, what the dumplings and stuff like that.
This
but man,
is
we
approaching racial.
dude, we love kung fu movies, and I love Jackie Chan because this was like. But when this movie came out, Rumble in the Bronx came out like. I remember,
bro, fuck yeah,
dude! It came out right before this, dude. That was my shit, dude. When I was younger, man, Rumble in the Bronx, I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I think those are movies are like 94, 95.
Yeah,
they're older.
And then also Money Talks. Money Talks was almost a buddy cop movie, even though Charlie Sheen was a reporter in that movie. But it had that same thing. It was almost like the same movie in a different, you know, it was perfect Chris Tucker type situation maybe, you know what I mean? So this was like a collaboration of two people in their prime, you know what I mean? Dude, I love these movies. I love the first and I love the second, and I enjoyed the third because of, you know, what it brought. Did I lose you guys?
Nah, you're good.
I couldn't hear you guys for a minute. I'm sorry.
Ben,
muting etiquette.
What is your movie of the week choice?
So this was a tough one for me, but because of one of the 6 scale figure improvements that I'm seeing. Hey, there's a lot of pressure in movie of the week because you don't want to say a terrible movie because you're like, you're not cool anymore. You know, it's one of those things.
Well, I don't know.
You need to be cool to be considered cool.
Yeah. Also, you're in Canada though, so we're expecting a 10.
I still need Dean to keep me alive in Elden Ring. So if I don't pick a movie he likes, it's all over.
Yeah,
it's all over. I've never seen this film, and the reason I'm picking it, Shauna said you shouldn't pick a movie that you've never seen because if it's terrible, then you have to apologize later. But one of the best things that I think about this show is it forces you to watch movies that you may have intended to watch in the past. So my pick is the past. My pick is The Big Lebowski.
Oh man!
Ooh, we've watched that one already.
Hold on, no. We need to pick it back up.
Have we actually?
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
I've never seen it. So.
The dude, right?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, you picked it, Dean. When Sideshow announced their figure.
No, he never picked it. We never watched it.
No, we had it done.
He did. That's the only reason. That's why I watched it for the first time.
Because I didn't watch it. So I must have been off that week.
This is why I was going to vet my list with you
We've
guys
picked
first.
the dude. We have. I 100%.
Sorry. Ben's not cool anymore.
100%.
Okay, circle back to me for 30 seconds. Let me get my list out. I don't remember what else I wrote down. 30
Make
seconds.
sure it's on Netflix or something.
Hey, look, listen, Ben. Even if you come up with the top 3, and we
You should pick Lord of the Rings.
Discuss.
Jesus, I'm Gandalfed out at this point. Let's Equan says we definitely did Star Trek Big Lebowski.
I missed it.
Dean, can you tell us these amazing people that keep the network going? Can we give them a read here? Please and thank you.
Yeah, the 3 pillars. I'll hold this up. We want to shout out Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Lemur, King Louie. Oh my God, the muscle memory. King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan. Is it Equan or Equan? I keep forgetting.
Just skip them for now.
Yeah. Chris Valens, Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Schwab Bretta, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Susan Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomansky, Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Ezracina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukathri, Wah, Derek B. I still want to know how to say your name, Derek. Send me a message. Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don McDonald, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Shout out Shauna. She already knows coming.
She loves it. That's why she tunes in, I swear.
Yeah.
Bunch of the angels there. If you guys want to join us on Patreon, you'll be getting some sweet gifts, or not gifts, but stickers in June. We have the Oxbucks sticker. If you're on Discord, you'll know all about that. And the Rainer Sandal, the Air Jesus 5000, commemorating the Collecting Rarities show. We also want to show you guys the tiers here. We got $5 a month. You get the sticker sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark replay. In the Crispy tier at $15 a month, you get the Crispy certificate. We also have figure fix assistance and all the benefits of the previous tier. In the $25 tier, we have the Deluxe Pog set, which I think we have 15 more in stock left. So once those are out, we'll do a second design for the Pog set. Doubles of all the stickers we send and all the benefits of the previous tiers. For our channel members, we have Mojo Z78, OG Fan, Absolute Irwin, Beme, Test Jessa1, Mark Pearson, DK Vendor 702, Ben Thomas, OMFG Rick, Justin Harass, S Beam, Paul Schreiber, Andres IB, Andrew Gibo, Daminator, CC3PO, Sam Giss, Lemur Hernandez, Thomas Clark, and Carlito. If you want to join our membership, you can click that link there. It's 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you're not. You get membership shoutouts, loyalty badges, and custom emojis for the chat. For the network, now there's some changes here. We have Collecting Weekly Live, OFAX, Small Talk, After Dark tomorrow at 10:30, Bricks and Brews, The Ringcast, Live Unboxing, Collectors Club, and Live and Let Dice. Pose Wars, just been an absolute bear to get this thing scheduled. We're pulling it off the network rotation for now. We've just had too many. It's just a hard show to plan. So we're going to revamp it. We're going to think of some ways to improve with some of the problems that we've been having lately. And hopefully sometime in the near future, we'll be dropping a revamped Pose Wars for you guys. So the show's not dead, but it's kind of like in a developmental hell right now. So stay tuned for that. We have some good ideas with John and Dean and I. But for now, I think we're just going to cut our losses and call it there for a bit. We have TeePublic. If you guys want to buy some shirts, rock some swag for the network. They've been on sale all week, so definitely wait for a deal. You can get them for $13 plus shipping. And we have a ton of designs on there. And if there's anything that you want that we don't have, let us know and we'll get sure to put that up. John, can you read our socials for us, please?
Yeah, definitely. We got on Facebook. We got our main page, Collecting Weekly, our fun group, the group everyone should be in, the community group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Instagram, we got at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at the _everyday_collector, guys. Be sure to be following those pages.
Yeah. Thank you, John. It's time for shout-outs. Does anyone have any shout-outs they want to give? And actually, we also need a movie of the week pick from Ben.
I'm good. I think I have a hard time with this because I'm in Canada and Canadian Netflix does kind of suck. So I'm not sure what films you guys have.
For Christ's sake, just pick a movie, man.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
What a pick!
Yeah.
I've been meaning to pick that one. What a pick!
Bruce Willis is retiring his acting as well, and he's in it. So little farewell to Bruce Willis, and I think that's on Canadian and Netflix. So
wow,
Pulp Fiction it is.
Okay, sweet.
Solid. Shout out to Ben for letting me play Elden Ring with him. That game is so beautiful.
Letting me play with him. If it wasn't for Dean, I wouldn't have got past the first fucking field. It's so hard.
It's hard. It's a hard game. Even now, I'll be in Ben's world and I'll get one shot at because it's a tough game. But
I'm a little jealous of this little bromance. You guys are in each other's worlds. So
buy the fucking game. We'll come help you.
Yeah, I need to. All right, let's make it happen.
Get on the PS5. Or you have a PS5, right?
Of course. What do I look like?
It's cross-platform, dude.
Dude, buy it right now. Install it.
I mean, I have a PS4, so it's a little bit right.
Oh, man.
Okay, yeah, you can get on the PS4 too, but
yeah, if it's backwards compatible with PlayStation 4, I need to get it then.
It's fun.
Get it, bro. I'll help anybody and everybody that wants to play the game. I love Elden Ring.
But I definitely want to do a shout out to all the CW hosts and Zach and stuff like that, just for allowing me to be here because.
Yeah, we love you, Mark.
I mean. I don't know. You guys maybe need to mute me more or whatever, but I mean, I feel bad about that.
I am a little upset you stayed awake for this show.
So that's what I need. I need that ball busting, dude. I literally prepped for D&D and then it got canceled. I was like up at like 3 a.m. Like, I guess I'll just play with my dick or something.
You did the bare minimum. What are you talking about?
Can I shout out really quick Badfish, who sort of got married on this weekend? Congratulations to Badfish.
Sort of got married?
How does one sort of do that?
Was there somebody else involved?
His fiance was involved. Now
my fiance now.
Congratulations, he really got married?
I sort of got married on the weekend. What the hell?
Bro, that does not inspire confidence for the show.
You just sold your soul.
Badfish, I actually sent you a message on Facebook.
Badfish, if you were to say you got married with like 2 staffs or 1 staff, which one would it be?
Oh
like,
my god.
Badfish, I sort of sent you a message on Facebook. Please check it.
What the hell? Is he married?
She said yes.
What's sort of mean?
I don't know.
What do you say?
I think
that's
the correct approach
you
to
take
take
this
to
man?
marriage.
Well,
just cautiously
I don't
optimistic.
sort of just give my half
Half of the
Do you
party
take
said
this
yes.
woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? Sorta.
Kinda.
That's
Same,
what I
same.
meant.
Did you make a promise in front of God or not?
Sorta.
Or I'm sorry, I don't mean to assume. Well, congratulations, Badfish. Congratulations.
We joke because we love you, Badfish.
Yeah, congratulations.
I think that's it, Zach.
I love all of you guys. And Mark, thank you for joining us tonight. It was very loved having you here. Hopefully we'll get John on next week. Shout out to John from Queen Studios. I thought when I drafted like a 3-page Word document of questions, he'd be like, fuck off. But he actually answered them. So what an absolute angel. And we have some clarification here. We wanted to a while ago, but with COVID, we put it off. Then we have a baby on the way, and we really wanted to be all family. So we decided in the last 2 months to tie the knot. I can take the ball busting. It's all good, guys. I don't want to know what you did on your honeymoon, my guy. Just kidding. Love you, Badfish.
He didn't say Boldo.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. Hopefully he can be a good fish one day. Anyways,
I was gonna actually shout out Zach and John just for how diligently you guys were all over John from Collecting Weekly in this last week. Like, you guys were in other people's streams spamming questions. You were making freaking like videos and
they were putting in the work.
Like,
we're representing the community here. Come on, we gotta.
Holy cow! Like,
that's how you gotta do it.
It's like the reporter that show up to your work, sir.
What do you think we are?
If
CNN, just sit back and get fake news? No, we're flipping.
If the community gets what they want out of this, you guys definitely deserve a pat on the back.
I've always been a Zach fan.
We don't need a pat on the back. Just send us a free Gandalf.
Send me a Gandalf.
That's all we want. Good job, boys. Good job.
Appreciate that, Ben.
Anyways, boys, I'm Zach.
That's all, Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm John.
And I'm still Mark.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Marco.
We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.